It's time for Northern Illinois Huskies Hockey on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network. The Huskies are on the prowl from the Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's the NIU Huskies against the Michigan Wolverines. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Scott Swartz, along with my broadcast partner, Marcus Grosnick. We are ringside here at the beautiful Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and this is indeed the home of the Michigan Wolverines, as the NIU Huskies will take on the Wolverines in the second game of a two-game series here at the Yost Ice Arena. Last night, unfortunately, the Huskies went down to defeat 2-0 at the hands of Michigan. And Marcus, it seemed like all night the Huskies just had trouble getting any sort of offensive momentum going.
Yeah, it was just, there was a combination of things. You had a 5-hour bus ride, so you had bus legs. And then you were short 5 guys, so guys weren't playing with guys that they normally play, so chemistry wasn't an issue.
Yeah, and then they lost a couple of guys as well last night, in addition to the 5 that they had out in Joe Boris and Troy Hickey. They got hurt last night as well, so they were banged up and all around. It was just a difficult night for them to play hockey. We expect different things here tonight as they get the 5 guys back. They do not have Hickey or Boris, unfortunately. We actually have them up here in the booth. That's Joe running the camera right there for us right now, so all of the shots tonight will be brought to you by Joe Boris and maybe Troy Hickey if we trust him with a camera. I don't know if we'll trust him.
I don't know about that.
You think we should trust Troy with a camera later?
No.
No? All right, so if we do, we'll have them on. But anyway, they're going to help us out up here tonight. But we are expecting better things from the NIU team tonight, Marcus, and as we hope that getting those 5 guys back, they'll have a little more energy and be able to get some more offense going against Michigan. Michigan was helped out last night by their goalie, Brian Birchman, who made some really nice saves. He ended up being our #1 star of the night, but he played well last night as well.
Yeah, he played really well. He wasn't challenged often, but when he was challenged, he made the saves that he had to make. And what really helped him out was his defense clearing those pucks out in front of him, which NIU needed to do a lot better in front of Alex Hare, who also stood on his head a lot last night.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. That was the next thing I wanted to talk about in regards to last night's game. You know, they lost 2-0, but it could have been 5 or 6-0 with the way that Michigan was getting some shots in close. You know, you talk about that you want the shots to come from the face-off circles out, and some of those were coming from the 2 face-off circles into the crease. So,
yeah. And
Hare was making the saves going post to post. He really played well last night.
Yeah, he really did. Again, we talked about last night how the shots you would think were in favor of Michigan, but were either even or NIU had the advantage. But again, those shots weren't quality shots. Yeah. They were from the blue line and in, while Michigan was at the face-off circles and in.
Yeah, it absolutely seemed a little bit like Northern didn't take time to set things up inside, and you mentioned it on the broadcast last night that Michigan was playing a trap through the neutral zone, and it really hindered the Huskies' ability to carry the puck into the zone and set up any of their offense.
Yeah, they did a great job, did Michigan, in not allowing NIU to enter the zone very easily. They were trying to dance around that trap instead of just trying to chip and chase, which is what you need to do to effectively defeat that trap.
So we'll see if that changes tonight, if anything changes on that, and we'll see if Michigan continues to employ that kind of a trap system, and if NIU can do a little bit better at beating that and getting the puck into their zone and getting things set up. The other thing I think that we'd like to see happen is we'd like to see the Huskies get on the power play a little bit more. They only had 3 attempts at the power play last night, and we're not particularly effective in any of their three times on the power play.
Yeah, I think they only got maybe 5 or 6 shots on all 3 power plays. They weren't able to set anything up in the offensive zone, and you have to give credit to Michigan's penalty kill. They did a great job not allowing any opportunities.
So we're looking for that to change. We're looking for the offensive momentum to be able to be sustained tonight, and we're looking for much of the same from Alex Hare tonight. Anything else that you're looking for as we look forward now to tonight's game, Marcus?
I'm just can't wait to give you my 3 keys, but I can't wait to see how the defensemen play. I want to see them play a little bit better in front of Alex Hare, clearing those pucks and making the better passes than they did last night.
Yeah, and you always talk about getting involved in the offense, and that's something they didn't do very much last night. Hopefully they'll be able to do a little bit better, keeping the puck in at the blue line to set things up, and then once things are set up to involve themselves in the play, a shot goes in, they crash the net, things like that.
Yeah, they did a great job last night of keeping pucks in the zone. I'd just like to see them maybe get involved a little bit better. I mean, not overly involved where you lose, you let somebody behind you go, but just enough where you can get a couple shots on goal.
Absolutely. You alluded to it earlier, Marcus. You always have 3 keys to Husky victory tonight. So if you would, please take us through your 3 keys and what they mean and what you think the Huskies need to do in order to come out of here with a victory this evening.
All right. Key number 1 is better play in the defensive zone. We talked about it already tonight, how last night the Huskies Michigan was able to make wholesale changes while in the offensive in the Husky zone, and that's something you don't want to see. That means that they were getting pucks in net. They were great puck control in the offensive zone, and the defense wasn't able to break anything up.
And when that happens, basically they're getting 2 shifts with your 1 shift,
yeah,
and that'll really wear you down. And we saw that happen last night.
And normally when you make those shift changes, when you chip it out of your zone and back into the opposite zone, but Michigan was doing it while in the offensive zone. They did it at least 2 or 3 times.
So that's key number 1. You want to see better play in their own zone. How about key number 2?
Key number 2, better passing. We haven't said this one in a long time, but last night it really stuck out, especially in the neutral zone. Northern was having a lot of trouble trying to find those outlet passes, and they were really trying to force passes instead of making the smart pass.
Yeah, and I think that probably, and see if you agree with me on this, Marcus, it seems to me like the problem with that last night was primarily based on the fact that you had so many guys playing with people that they hadn't played with before.
Yeah, we alluded to it last night, Scott, how guys like Remley, Bach, and Greenberg play together all the time, and they probably know where each other is going to be on the ice. And when you throw somebody in there like Maher or Jacobs in on one of the lower lines, yeah, it's going to take a long time for them to get that chemistry and figure out where everybody's going to be.
So key number 1, better play in their own zone. Key number 2, better passes. Key number 3, Marcus?
Key number 3 is going to go along with key number 1, better play in the defensive zone. This one I'm going to say help out Hare. He stood on his head all night last night, but the defense wasn't able to help him out in clearing those pucks. So I think if they can do those 3 things, they're going to come out with 2 points.
Yeah, and if they're able to help him out and he plays anywhere near where he did last night, things are going to go well for him, because the second goal that he gave up was one that he stopped the initial shot. The rebound came to the opposite side of the net, the wide open side of the net, and Wolverine happened to be there and just put it in that easy side of the net. If a Husky defenseman is there, that second goal doesn't go in.
Yeah, you just have to play better in front of the net. And that goes along with the Huskies, too. They weren't getting any opportunities, shots on goal. And when they do, then they were. It was from the blue line in, and they didn't have anybody crashing that for looking for any rebound.
Yeah, neither team has come out onto the ice yet, even though it is about time for the puck drop. So we will still have a few minutes before the game starts, and so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will play our interview that we did just a few moments ago with head coach Chuck Ronaldo, find out about the things he talked about this evening and what he's looking for from his guys. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute. You're listening to the NIU Hockey Pregame Show on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network.
Looking for a place to watch the big game? Look no further than Chelios' Pub and Grill. Located conveniently in the Fox Valley Ice Arena, Chelios' Pub and Grill has everything you need for a great eating and drinking experience. Chelios' has an extensive menu featuring favorites like burgers, wings, and beer, as well as original items to keep you coming back over and over. Make sure to bring in your NIU hockey game ticket for 10% off your order. And NIU students, just show your student ID for specials and discounts. Whether you want to watch football, basketball, baseball, or hockey, or you just want to grab a drink after work, Chelios' Pub and Grill is the best place to be. Located inside the Fox Valley Ice Arena at 1996 Kirk Road in Geneva, Chelios' Pub and Grill is the place where true sports fans meet. Are you an NIU hockey fan?
That's a clown question, bro.
If so, you should be listening to the NIU Hockey Podcast. Hosted by the voice of Huskies Hockey, Scott Swartz, the NIU Hockey Podcast gives you the latest news about your NIU D2 Huskies. Featuring interviews with head coach Chuck Ronaldo.
I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
Assistant coach David Goldsmith.
He's a nice boy.
As well as Huskies players. The NIU Hockey Podcast is your source for NIU D2 hockey information. Just log on to facebook.com/NIU Hockey Podcast for updates on when new podcasts are posted. So if you want the inside knowledge on NIU D2 hockey...
I am the smart. I am the smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
The NIU Hockey Podcast is just for you. Remember, go to facebook.com/NIU Hockey Podcast for more information.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
are listening to the NIU Huskies Radio Network. And now, the voices of NIU Huskies hockey, Marcus Grosnick and Scott Schwartz.
As you can see on our Ustream feed, the teams are on the ice. The clock has started. We have 9.5 minutes before the drop of the puck and the start of game number 2 between the Huskies and the Wolverines. And Marcus, this is a big game, I think, for the Huskies tonight. You know, they got 2 huge wins against SIUE last week, and then they come last night, and again, the deck was stacked against them a little bit. But they have a game last night, which was not their best game by any stretch of the imagination. And now they come in tonight where they have a little bit more of a full roster, and this is a big game as it's the last game prior to the big Christmas break.
Yeah, you want to go out there and get 2 points, and if you can get to 2, 4, 6 out of 8 points, especially when you swept SIUE last weekend going into the break, you're going to feel really comfortable, especially when those next set of rankings come out.
Yeah, and you know, they say that all the time in sports: own your home court, your home field, your home ice, play 500 on the road, so this is the opportunity to do that. We talked about tonight's game a few moments ago with NIU head coach Chuck Ronaldo, and we'd like to play that interview for you here. The coach had a lot of things to say about this game tonight and about last night's game. We also asked him about the fact that one of his players is going to be done after tonight, Justin Waterman. It's his final game as he's graduating that semester. So we asked him about that and about his thoughts on the first half of the season. So without any further ado, let's listen to our interview we conducted a few minutes ago with NIU D2 head coach Chuck Ronaldo.
We are here at the Yost Ice Arena for Game 2 in the series for NIU versus Michigan, and we're here talking with NIU D2 head coach Chuck Ronaldo. Coach, you guys were kind of, I would say, a little flat last night. You took a 2-0 loss. Do you think it was it just the fact that you had a 5-hour bus ride? Was it the fact that you were 5 guys short and then eventually 7 men short, or was it just a combination thereof, kind of the perfect storm?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, let's move on.
No. Yeah, I mean, you're right about it all. I mean, it's hard. You know, this is the first long bus trip. So the guys did have bus legs to start, and then we were down a full line already with our suspensions, so that hurt. You know, and it's one of those things. If we can't shake the cobwebs quickly and get something going, it's only going to get worse and worse for us. And then, of course, Boris cracked a rib, and Hickey has a big cut on his elbow. So, you know, losing guys throughout the game when we're already down just makes it harder and harder. You know, being down by a goal, there was still hope that we could get a bounce or get something going. But once Michigan got that second goal, they kind of locked us down, and it was hard to penetrate the opportunity there.
One of the things that we noticed on the broadcast last night was it seemed like your guys had difficulty getting the puck through the neutral zone. They didn't pressure you much in your own zone when you picked up the puck, but as soon as you hit your own blue line, boy, they were on it and they were trying to knock it away. Did you guys notice that? And if so, what's the best way to counteract that? How do you effectively fight through that?
Yeah, I mean, Michigan plays a similar system to what we play. You know, they'll slow us down in the neutral zone. They'll try to lock you down, go both offensively and defensively. You know, they want to put us on our heels. So, you know, the way we're going to beat that is that first pass. When they dump it in and they attack hard, you know, we want to transition, make a good first pass, and beat that first wave of their attack. And the same thing when we're coming into their zone as well. You know, we want to make sure we have good control of the puck, crossing the red line. We see our first best option, and we take it right away. Otherwise, what they do is they make us kind of a football term check down to our other options here. And once we do that, all our momentum stops, and then they'll create the turnover and transition one way or the other, offense or defense.
Is there a worry for you tonight that after you have a performance like that, now you're going to get a couple of guys back, that people will be a little too jacked up and maybe be willing to be too aggressive and maybe lose that discipline? Is that a worry for you this evening?
I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I think it was, you know, it's not good to have guys sitting in the stands watching, but I think they got to see another aspect of this team. So I think they know what's expected of them. I think they know what they need to do. And this is a team, Michigan's a team that, you know, it's going to be hard to overcommit. It's going to be hard to take too many big steps, too many big strides, just because they are in good position. They do play good hockey, you know, systems-wise. So, you know, the harder we work, the more energy we have, the better off we are. You know, they're not a team that's going to put us in many penalty-like situations. So as long as we don't risk that, you know, it should be okay. I mean, the energy should be better today.
Couple things here before we let you go. The first thing we want to talk to you about is just your thoughts once again, and I know we've talked about this on the podcast this week, but talk a little bit. This is Justin Waterman's final game for the Huskies. He's graduating in semester. Just talk about him as a player and what you're going to miss about Justin going forward.
We're going to miss Justin a lot. I mean, even this whole road trip, he was pretty much the leader of all the guys, just keeping guys organized and keeping everybody in one place. And that's, if anybody spends some time with our team, that's a lot of work, as you guys are probably learning.
We
already.
are, yes.
But Justin, it's that, we mentioned on the podcast, it's that maturity level.
Yeah.
It's that, it gives guys that extra confidence to know there's that, that guy out there that always knows what's going on, always has the right thing to say, and always will work his butt off when he's out there. As far as the ice play, he's had a rough go. He's had a lot of injuries this year. Unfortunately, it's questionable how much he's going to play today. He's fighting a high ankle sprain. Obviously, he's going to be dressed, and we're going to get him out there as much as we can, but his lateral mobility is limited right now. So, it's going to be a tough way to go out for him not to be completely healthy, but at the same time, he's got the right mentality, and that's what we're going to miss. That overall mentality, the team first, the school first. He does anything and everything he can for the team.
Real quick, any other injuries? You mentioned about Boris and Hickey, and we'll see about Hickey if he's out there. We know Boris is out. Waterman's a little banged up. Anybody else dealing with anything?
No, that's all that we know of. I mean, it's once again, it's going into the break is a good time now for guys just to heal up a bit.
Yeah.
Boris is out, and then it's Hickey and Waterman are questionable.
Yeah.
We'll see how they do in warm-ups, and we'll go from there.
Last thing for you, Coach. This is the final game here before a long break here over the holidays. If you can, just briefly, I know that this is probably a difficult thing for you to do. Can you step back and tell us what the first half of the season's been like? What are you pleased with? And just give us some perspective on the first half.
Yeah, the first half, and we're breaking up our whole season into 3 seasons, really.
Mm-hmm.
So finishing our first season here is I'll call it a success.
Yeah.
I'll call it a big success if we can get a win tonight, because I think that'll set us up nicely for the rankings. But overall, we've exceeded expectations, both with the ranking committee in the league and with my expectations. I didn't expect anything below 500. I expected 500 or a little bit better, and obviously we're way above that right now. We've got, we've got a lot of solid talent that's still getting better. So, we're going in the right direction. So finishing season 1, going into season 2, and then season 3 would be the playoffs. So we've got the right idea going into season 2 here.
Well, and hopefully season 3 is a long season for you, Coach. So, Coach Chuck Ronaldo, thanks so much for your time. Good luck tonight. Let's go get a split.
Great, thanks.
There you go. That's head coach Chuck Ronaldo of the NIU D2 Huskies, and a lot of good things he had to say there. Just to update you on the injury situation, Justin Waterman is out on the ice and warming up, so that's a good sign that he will play tonight. As we mentioned, Joe Boris and Troy Hickey are out tonight. They are not playing, and so the Huskies' depth will be tested again, but nowhere near what it was last night when there were 5 players down. They get their 2 top scorers back in Mike Hansen and Mark Greenberg, so that will help. Other guys like Kevin Schwartz and Ron Coletta are back, so that's a big lift for them, I think. In addition to getting Waterman back, you'll be able to have guys playing with their own lines, and we mentioned about the passing and things like that earlier, Marcus. I think that's going to make a big difference just in all aspects of the game to have those guys tonight back where they belong and have your depth for the most part back.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to be really interested to see how the power play returns with everybody back. I think it's just going to be like where they left off on Saturday against Southern, now that they got a full lineup back.
Well, and we certainly hope, because they played some really, really nice hockey against SIUE last weekend. So we are just about ready for the warm-up period to be over, and then we'll have the national anthem and starting lineups, and we will have the puck drop. Alex Hare will be in goal tonight for the Huskies in his place where we are used to seeing him, and we assume it will be Brian Birchman. We have not gotten the starting lineups yet. We will see that in just a few moments, but we assume Birchman will be there. If it's not, it'll be Jacob Landit, and he'll be there. And again, you mentioned it earlier, Marcus, but the Huskies have got to help Alex out between the pipes tonight. He does a lot. He gets the first save most of the time, but the rebounds are where he's got to get some help from his D-men.
Yeah, he really needs to. I mean, he made some saves that I don't think NHL guys will make. I mean, there was times when he reached behind his back, flopped on his belly, and made the saves, going from post to post. And even though he gave up those rebounds out into the slot, his defense was not able to help him, and that's where they need to greatly improve tonight.
So this is the final game before the long holiday break for the Huskies. And again, they come in having won 2 of their last 3, and the 2 they won were against SIUE. Prior to the games last weekend, SIUE was ranked 4th in the ACHA. NIU was ranked 10th. This Michigan team is ranked 8th. So the Huskies have an opportunity here to gain some ground on some teams in front of them. We talked a lot, Marcus, about the fact that they have a lot of games remaining against teams in their own conference and in the ACHA who are ahead of them that they haven't played yet. They've just got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you just have to take it one game at a time. This will be, if they can get a win today, this will really help their chances moving up in the rankings, both in the MACA and the ACHA. But you need to take it 20 minutes at a time, worry about the first period, and go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first period is just about ready to start. The officials and some of the Michigan players are digging the pucks out of the back of the nets from the warm-ups. And when they get done with that, we will have our national anthem and our starting lineups. We assume for the Huskies it will be their normal starting lineup of the top line of Greenberg, Bach, and centered by Nick Remley. And yes, that'll be it. Greenberg, Bach, and Remley will be the starters for the Huskies on the forwards, with Remley being the center. It'll be McSweeney and Line, the defenseman, with Alex Hare in goal. Birchman is indeed in goal for Michigan, and he'll be joined on the starting lineup by Wesley Simarusti and Houston Staub. They'll also be joined by Matt Schimek and Evan Adkins, and the final member is Nick Stevens. So I believe that's their third line will be starting tonight. Again, it will be Adkins, Simarusti, Schimek, Staub, and Stevens. So those are the lineups are being given right now, and the Huskies are on their blue line, Michigan is on their blue line, and once again we will be ready for the starting lineup in just a minute. And the Huskies, they owe Birchman a little bit. Here's a guy who gives up 4 goals a game coming into the game last night. Pitches a shutout against him. I would like to see shots come in early, often, and hard on him. So we are now ready to begin our national anthem. We will have Marcus's thoughts after that, but now our national anthem. National anthem here at the Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, the home of the Michigan Wolverines. Again, Michigan won last night 2-0 over the Huskies. Huskies looking to get game number 2 tonight and get the split as they head out of here. Marcus, prior to the national anthem, we were talking a little bit about Birchman and what the Huskies owe to him, and here's a guy that gives up 4 goals a game. You had just begun to say something when the anthem started. Go ahead and finish your thought.
Yeah, I was going to say, you talk about how he gives up more than 4 goals a game. The first thing you need to do is get pucks in net. Second thing, traffic to that and look for those rebounds. So you need to get shots early and often, even if they're from the point. Make him start guessing now and then start having guys crash the net.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are just about ready to get started here, and it will be, I presume, Nick Remley coming to the face-off circle for the Huskies, and he'll be in there against Wesley Simarusti of Michigan. Hare is in his net. Birchman in his net. The Huskies in their traveling reds, red jerseys, black pants. Michigan in their home whites with lots of blue and gold, and the very famous Michigan helmets. Michigan wins the faceoff, and they try to send it into their zone, but it's sent right into the stick of Billy Line, who takes it. Now Ryan McSweeney off the boards and out as Remley takes it at the red line, sends it to the opposite corner on the near side, and a Michigan player will pick it up there. That's Staub. Staub tries to rig it around to his teammate Adkins, but he hits Remley. Remley tries to center it to Greenberg. Bach with a big hit there down in the attacking zone, and now it's sent all the way back down behind Alex Hare's net. That's going to be an icing call. 19 and a half minutes yet to go in the first period. No score.
Good first shift here for the line of Greenberg, Bach, and Remley. Getting that puck in deep, I believe that was Remley, and then he chases the ring around and tries to set up Bach out in front, but a couple of Michigan sticks there to tie it up, send it down for icing, and now an offensive zone draw here for the Huskies.
So Serpico getting a chance to center the second line, and so he's in there for Boris tonight as the center on that second line. And Michigan takes the face-off and heads up the ice with it. Nick Stevens now in the far side corner with Stetzinger. Now Wheeler going to come over in support, and the Michigan player there, I believe that is Stevens, thought his man was going to be there at the blue line. He was not, and so it entered the neutral ice, and now it's in the Huskies' attacking zone. Here's a little shot from Wheeler at the half boards, right into the glove, I believe, of Birchman. He holds on, and we get a whistle stopping play with 19:05 to go in the first. No score between the Huskies and the Wolverines.
Good job there by Stetzinger to get a puck to the net. Wheeler was driving hard on that right side, or to the right of Birchman, looking for a rebound. But again, Birchman's still on his game. Got to start getting pucks to the net.
Absolutely. Serpico in there against Serbus. And it's taken away by Joe Serpico. Tries to center it to Hansen, and the puck just missed his stick, so Hansen will pick it up here on the near side half boards. Down in front of us, Pickett at the point, gives it back to Hansen. Now into the corner, Serpico. He battles there with Despert of Michigan. Now it's loose in front, but it's picked up by Caput of Michigan, and he's battling with Wheeler. Now to the half boards on the far side. That is Hauser. Hauser off the boards and into the NIU zone, all the way down where the Wolverines are going to play it. Now there is Smith. I'm sorry, no, that's Hayes playing it there. Number 28 is Ryan Hayes played it, and now the Huskies are able to clear it out. And it goes back into their corner where Stetzinger, who had to go back and give Hare his stick and then had to go play the puck, is actually able to pull both of them off. Nice job there as a shot from the half boys by Despert goes wide. Another shot that's blocked by Hare. Loose in front. Budge tries to sell that down. Another shot there by number 23, Hauser, and it goes just wide. So again, we're seeing that from Michigan, putting lots of shots on net early on here. Now Pickett controls on the far side, comes up to Cornier and just misses his stick. Puck was bouncing a little bit. I actually think he got under his stick, and it goes back deep into the Michigan zone, where Despert plays it off the boards up to his teammate Zimmerman. Zimmerman now to Hayes. Hayes up and around behind for Hare. Hare's out of his net to play it to Ron Coletta. Coletta leaves it back behind for McSweeney now. McSweeney coming up the ice. Huskies moving right to left on your computer monitor. Cut off there by Ashworth of Michigan, but is taken back now at center ice by Cornier, who fires into the far side corner in Michigan zone. Huskies are going to change it up. Birchman out of his net to Ashworth. Ashworth up the boards, and he gives it to Froberg. Froberg now circles back to try to get Maher off of him, and he does, but now Schwartz picks him up there. Good job by Schwartz to knock him off the puck, and it's left there for Mertland. Mertland down off the boards to Coletta, and Coletta fires it back out into the neutral ice where Ashworth has it here on the near side. He goes to the far side corner, and he's going to want Froberg to chase after, but Coletta has it behind the net. Battling there. Here's a shot from the slot and a score. Zach Zimmerman puts it in. A nice pass from down low. I believe that was Froberg down low. I'm sorry, it was not Froberg. Yeah, it was Froberg. Number 9, Froberg. Nice pass to Zimmerman, who's in the slot, and he puts a shot on Alex Hare past him, and with 17:01 to go, it's 1-0 Michigan.
Just like we talked about, Zimmerman was left wide open in the front of the net, and Froberg fed him. No defenseman there for NIU, as I believe that was Ron Coletta. Tried to do the wraparound behind the net, but there was a Michigan player there. That was Froberg out in front, and we're down 1-0.
So we go back to live action. And Michigan controls in their own zone, and now they flip it way up high into neutral ice. Past Stetzinger, now we got a breakaway chance for King Schwartz. He's in all alone, saved by Alex Hare, and the goal comes off its moorings. Nice job by Hare to get down and get the blocker out, the pad down to block that, and keep this a 1-goal lead. But boy, almost within 30 seconds, you had another goal scored. 16:30 to go, and the clock is still running for some reason. Now it's stopped. So about 6 seconds ticked off the clock there. That puck off the faceoff goes to Alex Hare in his net. He comes out and plays it off the boards. And now Remley on the other way. A 2-on-1 for NIU. And Remley puts a shot Birchman blocks it down and then covers it up. Whistle stops play, 16-13 to go, 1-0. Marcus, what do you need? What does NIU need to do differently in their own end to prevent that kind of a shot taking place from Zimmerman at point-blank range from the slot?
You just need to know where your guy is at all times. Your head needs to be on a swivel, looking behind you, looking to the side of you, making sure you know where he's at. And you can hear Alex Hare on the telecast as Birchman covers up the puck. Hare talks a lot in the net to communicate with his defensemen where they are. So if they can keep doing that, they'll do a lot better job.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see that. As you said, Birchman covered that puck up, so we are back to a face-off between Nick Remley and Robbie Fulton. Puck is thrown down, and it's controlled by Michigan. Back into the corner, that's Adkins battling with Bach and Remley. Now Fulton joins the fray for Michigan. Fulton is able to get it up to his teammate Schwartz. Schwartz now trying to play there against Pickett. Pickett holds there. Bach at the point. Puts a shot through to Birchman. He holds on as it goes into the breadbasket. Whistle stops play. 15:52 to go. First period. 1-0 Wolverines.
Yep. NIU's got the shot lead here. 4 shots for NIU and only 2 shots for Michigan. But one of those has already gone in the back of the net.
Absolutely. So you like to see that. You like to see them putting pucks on the net. That's a good thing. They just need to maybe get a little more traffic, screen him out a little bit more.
Especially with Bach and Hansen. Those are 2 guys you kind of want to see in front of the net making a screen for Birchman.
So the Wolverines, the Huskies control off the face-off to Bach at the right point. He holds there, tries to get a shot through, but it hits Simarusti, and now Greenberg controls at the right half boards, and we're going to get a penalty called on Wesley Simarusti of Michigan, and I believe that's a trip.
Yes, sir. That'd be it.
So period number 1 with 15:41 to go, a 2-minute tripping penalty on Simarusti.
And that's a good play there by Greenberg. Just keep those feet turning, keep the wheels turning along the boards, and Simarusti got the sticks in there. That's what you like to see. The board battles will pay off if you guys keep moving the wheels.
Keep working hard. The Huskies are on the Connection Power Play. Visit mycnxn.com for sports apparel and opportunities to connect with athletes in your area. mycnxn.com. Huskies win the faceoff, and they're trying to set things up. Wheeler at the far side half boards, now at the right point, holds it. Now he gives it back to that's McSweeney there, and his shot gets all the way through to Birchman, but Birchman is able to stop it and hold on. So whistle stops play with 15:26 to go. First period, 1-0 Michigan over the Huskies, 1:45 to go on the Connection Power Play.
Good move by Hansen to just do a little flyby in front of Birchman as McSweeney was letting that shot go from the point.
Michigan controls off the faceoff, up off the boards and out, all the way down into their zone, into the Husky zone, where Pickett's going to pick it up. Behind the net, Pickett turns, almost turned it over there, but he doesn't. Now he comes out. Bothered by Froberg there a little bit. Here's Hansen. Hansen off the boards to Serpico. Serpico enters the zone and leaves it for Hansen. Hansen to the slot. A shot. And nice job by Birchman to block that puck and hold on. 15:01 to go. First period, 1-0 Wolverines. 1:20 to go on the Connection Power Play.
It's good work here by the second power play unit of Wheeler, Pickett, Serpico, and Hansen. And now you get that first line out of Greenberg, Remley, and Bach, and Stetson, Billy Line.
Those are the players out there. The face-off 1 to Greenberg on the near side half boards. Mark Greenberg holds, puts a shot on net. It's loose in front, shoots, score! Danny Stetzinger in the right place at the right time puts the rebound in, and the Huskies get the equalizer, a power play goal with 14:53 to go in the first period.
Good job by Greenberg Remley to win the faceoff. Greenberg near side boards, shot to the net. Birchman gives up the rebound, and Stetzinger right in the right place at the right time, wide open net, and that's what you want to see.
And I was just going to say, it doesn't look like Birchman wants to give up rebounds. Every chance he gets, he's holding the puck, and now you see why. When he gives up the rebounds, things are going to be deadly. So the Huskies finally break through, even though they haven't given the Huskies the score on the scoreboard yet. It is, in fact, 1-1. Back to live action here. Down into the Michigan zone. That's Ashworth. He's going to go there and rink it around to Minkiewicz. Minkiewicz to center ice for Hayes. Ryan Hayes controls, and he comes forward, tries to centering pass, but he hit Line, and Line came out with it. Now the Huskies the other way. Mark Greenberg streaming into the Michigan zone. Comes up, fires, blocked, saved by Birchman. Rebound that Bach was unable to get, and now Michigan going the other way, left to right. This is Hayes again. Hayes off the boards, passes it to himself. Coletta in the corner going to play there. Nice stick by Pickett as that centering pass came to him, and he was able to get it out of there. Ashworth now controls again. Joe Serpico with it. Serpico now holds in his own zone. Comes back, waits for the Huskies to complete their change. They do. Now gives it up to Bach. Bach Loses it, unfortunately, there to Hayes. Hayes then loses it to Coletta, who flips it back to center ice, where Dylan Ashworth picks it up for Michigan. Ashworth forward, tried to hit his man Serbus, but it went past him all the way to Hare. Hare's going to leave it for Pickett. Pickett now behind the net, up to Serpico. Serpico into neutral ice to Wheeler. Brett Wheeler crosses the Michigan blue line, loses the puck there. It's a nice job by Adkins, and it's given over to Houston Staub. Staub now to Froberg, back to Staub. Staub in the corner, and it hits two Michigan players, I believe, up off their helmets, and Coletta, a shot from the point, goes way high over the net to the far side corner where Wheeler tries to flip it, and it just kind of pops up. Now Hansen behind the net has it, tries to center it there for Wheeler, and unfortunately for the Huskies, a Michigan player was there, and again, there's Pickett trying to center it, and Michigan controls now when they come out with it. Send it into the near side corner in the Husky zone where Hare's out of his net. He's going to play it to the far side to Serpico. Serpico can't catch up with it where Zimmerman has it now. Zach Zimmerman flips it back down behind the Husky net where Brian Pickett has it. Now Zach Zimmerman with it. Zimmerman back up and nobody at the point again. Second time we've seen the Wolverines try to send it back up on that far side and nobody home on the left point. Huskies get a change. Alex Hare blocks that weak shot from neutral ice. And the Huskies control now as Billy Line has it behind his own net. Line turns it over down there and now comes away, tries to get it, and he does, gets it up to Brandon Maher. Maher now cross the red line, cross the blue line into Michigan territory, puts a shot, and it hits, that's number 4, Staub, and they battle for it over behind the Michigan net, and Brandon Maher seems to be hurt a little bit as he's coming off the ice gingerly. Maher coming to the bench, and Waterman will replace him. First time we've seen Justin Waterman on the ice tonight, so that's good as he's battling that high ankle sprain. Puck is now dumped into the Michigan zone behind their net, where it's sent all the way back out off the boards, and it's going to come all the way back down to the other end of the ice. Nobody touched it. That's an icing call. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Huskies. 11:58 to go. First period, we're tied at 1.
Yeah, good sustained pressure here by the Huskies. This is the first time in the 2 games that we've seen really good pressure. But that's because you got all your guys back, and I believe Maher's checking out his left wrist there on the bench. Probably not shaking up on that hit in the boards.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll be all right and get back out there. Kevin Schwartz to the face-off circle against Robbie Fulton. It's won by Fulton and the Wolverines. Schwartz now battles in the corner with Staub. And Waterman enters the fray as well as the 4 of them battle in the corner for the puck. And Fulton comes out with it. He turns there and tries to get it up to Staub. Staub tried to play it off the boards but couldn't and turns it over to Schwartz. Schwartz on the far side doing good work back there. Here's now Jacobson in there battling as well. And finally Michigan controls and Fulton gets it out to center ice. Stetzinger with a good whack at the puck. Kind of gets in the way of that momentum, but now Michigan still enters. Over on the far side, there's Smith. Smith puts a shot on goal, but a nice save by Hare, and it goes through the crease and wide as Waterman in the corner is going to pick it up. And Stetzinger's down there as well, battling with Smith. Smith goes down now, and it comes up here to the far side half boards with Simarusti. Simarusti and Jacobson knocking him off the puck. Greg Jacobson, then he gets knocked off the puck, and the puck is loose. Schwartz comes in and tries to just flip it to center ice. He does, and out. And now we're going to get a delayed penalty against Michigan, so the Huskies pull the goalie Alex Hare and have the extra attacker. Stetzinger behind the net, now Pickett. Huskies have the empty net because of the delayed penalty. Stetzinger back to Pickett. Pickett loses it, and that's going to stop it. Stevens now touches it up, so we have a penalty against Michigan. Here it'll be the second time the Huskies on the power play. They did a nice job the first time. It's, let's see, that's number 21, Schwartz, coming to the penalty box, so he's going to serve the penalty.
Yeah, just good hustle along the boards there by Greg Jacobson. Got knocked down once, stayed with the puck, got knocked down twice, and both penalties that Michigan has taken were hard-working penalties from the Huskies.
So the Huskies back to the Connection Power Play. Visit mycnxn.com for sports apparel and opportunities to connect with athletes in your area. That's mycnxn.com. Nick Ramley to the face-off circle with Austin Mertland. And we had an issue, I believe. Oh, they want the penalty time up on the board. There it is. So they finally have the penalty up on the board. Offensive zone draw for the Huskies to the left of goalie Brian Birchman. It's won by Michigan. They try to clear it. They cannot. McSweeney holds it in at the right point. Now to Bach. Now to McSweeney at the right point. Now to Bach at the half boards on the far side. Rob Bach puts a shot on net. Birchman with a save. He holds on. 10:33 to go first period. And we're tied at 1:48 to go in the Connection Power Play.
Good job by Remley to win that face-off in the shot. I believe that was by Rob Bach at the point. So get those pucks in that and maybe even get Rob Bach to the front of the net.
Same thing again, but Greenberg over there in the half boards. He controls now. on the far side half boards. Puts a shot. Birchman just passed him, and a nice job diving through the crease by Minkiewicz to get that out of there as the Huskies were crashing, and Birchman was down. Now the Huskies take it away in their own zone as Michigan was looking for offense, but the Huskies come back with it. A drop block at center ice to Billy Line. He crosses and enters the Michigan zone. Line comes back. He's going to go all the way behind the Michigan net, and he's going to come back out, but his pass misses Mark Greenberg, and it goes all the way down where Alex Hare's out of the net to play it, up to McSweeney at center ice. Ryan McSweeney with it. He's going to go to the far side corner, but it hits Ashworth, who now controls it and flips it back all the way out to center ice, and the Huskies will have to touch it up as Billy Line holds on right there. Here's Bach now at the blue line. Bach goes across to Greenberg. Greenberg enters the zone, and he gets around a man now. Backhand shot saved by Birchman. Puck loose in front. Bach shoots, and it goes, oh my gosh, just over the net. And Michigan clears it. Bach had a golden opportunity, elevated it just a hair too much. We stay tied at 1. 40 seconds to go on the connection power play. Brian Pickett now holds on behind his own net. Comes there, turns, use that net to screen. Again, not much of a forecheck from Michigan, but they put the pressure on in the neutral zone. As that puck goes through the neutral zone, Sopico going to chase it down with Caput. Caput now rinks it all the way back up and out to Stetzinger at center ice for the Huskies. Stetzinger around to Pickett. Pickett back down all the way back, and Birchman cannot quite get it to slow it down, but he gets it enough as Caput comes out and flings it all the way down to the Husky zone. The Huskies have 10 seconds on the power play. Pickett behind the net sets things up with Stetzinger and Hansen to his right. Stetzinger's to his left. Here he comes. And all the way up, and Caput gets that. That will end the penalty, both teams at full strength. So the Huskies 1 for 2 on the power play so far today. So they're unable to get that, but a golden scoring opportunity to Bach that just went by the wayside. Now the Huskies control it at center ice. Now a race is on to control, as this is Shymick who fires it into the Husky zone where Hare's going to play it out of his net. Hare rinks it back around to Shymick at the half board. Shymick, his shot hits Serpico now at the right point. That was Despert who put a shot on net, and it went wide. Now in front, the puck is loose, but not for long as Alex Hare covers it up. And we get a whistle stopping play, 8:14 to go, first period, tied at 1.
Yeah, this is the best 20 minutes we've seen out of this Huskies team and since last weekend, and I just feel like all the momentum's with NIU right now. Michigan's kind of spinning their wheels a little bit. They only have 5 shots on goal to NIU's 12.
And that's what we wanted to see, shots on net. Birchman, we know from the stats will let him through, so they got to continue with that.
And he hasn't looked comfortable at all tonight.
No, he has not. That's a very good point. Far side corner, Brandon Maurer. Good to see him back on the ice. He appears to be all right. And the Huskies control. Now here's Kyle Cornier in with Sean Buds. Buds, a shot. Oh, just wide of the net. A golden opportunity that Buds just missed, and now the puck sits on the back of the net, so that'll stop the play at 7:56 to go in the first period. Boy, the Huskies have had 2 just miss. They could be easily 3-1.
Yeah, Box just goes off the inside of that post. That time Sean Buds misses on the far side post. So the opportunities are coming. Just need to start getting them to go in the net.
Absolutely. Speaking of Buds, he's in the face-off circle with Service for Michigan. Puck is down and 1 to Cornier for the Huskies to Coletta in the slot. Coletta easily, his shot is patted away, and Michigan the other way now, but Billy Line there and fires a shot back into Michigan's zone, and Birchman there settles it down, and the Wolverines control. But now Cornier behind the net takes it away, and now here's Buds in front. Buds turns and tries to find a shot, but it just goes wide on the near side. Brandon Meyer now controls in front. Meyer doing some good work in there tonight. And it's back to center ice where Ron Coletta holds. Coletta across to Billy Line. Line enters the zone again. Good offensive pressure. Line, a nice move, a shot. Birchman with a blocker save. And now here the Wolverines are. They control again. Boy, the Huskies are without question the aggressors tonight. There's Buds putting a good hit on a Wolverine, and another one on Adkins. And now Waterman holds in there, and Buds tries to get the redirect in front. The puck is loose. A backhand shot. Birchman holds on there. And a whistle stopping play, 7:05 to go, 1-1. But what a job by that line on that shift, Marcus.
Wow, Sean Buds with 2 big hits there in the corner and behind the net. Billy Line, a nice move to get a shot on Birchman, who again, as we keep saying, he does not look comfortable at all, Scott. On his back, on his belly, fighting pucks off, and that's what you want to see if you're the Huskies.
Kevin Schwartz to the face-off circle, facing off against number 14 for Michigan. That's Mertland. Huskies control back behind the Michigan net. Here's Schwartz. Schwartz tries that bad angle shot, and it just does not quite get all the way through. Tries it again, tried to get the ricochet. Nobody was in front, so he tried that, but now Ashworth takes it up across that blue M for Michigan. That familiar blue M, the logo at center ice here at the Yost Ice Arena. Michigan controls on the near side half boards. Now to the left point. for Minkiewicz. Minkiewicz down low, tried to hit Zimmerman, missed him, and Froberg will take it down there. Froberg for Michigan, battled by McSweeney and Jacobson. Now to the right point to Ashworth. Now down low, very nicely blocked away there by Hare on Mertlin's shot. And it comes here to the near side where Jacobson's going to take it. And he's going to try to flip it to center ice, but he lost it there to Ashworth to put a shot wide. And now Waterman just flips it back down to the far side corner. Waterman on the half boards, backhands it up to the point, but Michigan holds it in. That one popped way up high and into the safety net. We'll get a whistle stopping play. 6:04 to go, first period, 1-1.
Yeah, NIU's doing a good job of forechecking. They're making their hits on the boards, knocking guys off the puck, which is allowing their offenses to flow really good, really smooth, getting pucks from low to high and high to low, creating some opportunities.
And they talk all the time that they want to be the ones who dictate the tempo, dictate the physicality. And I would say on both of those accounts, they're doing that tonight.
Yes, they are.
Now Billy Line has it near side, crosses the Michigan line, goes to the corner, turns around there, kicks it kind of back to himself. He's being bothered down there by Despert of Michigan. Now Remley has it. Remley in front for Bach. Bach shoots, scores! Rob Bach from Nick Remley, and the Huskies have the 2-1 lead.
Good work there by Nick Remley along the boards below Birchman, and Bach just sneaks into the play and beats him on the backhand, and Huskies get the first lead of this series, 2-1.
And they are working hard, they're playing hard, and things are going their way again. Birchman again does not seem comfortable. The shots are coming fast and furious, and Huskies have the 1-goal lead with 5:47 to go, first period. Again, NIU leads 2-1. So Bach and Stetzinger with the goals tonight. Not guys you would normally expect to see getting on there, so that's a really nice thing to see for the Huskies. Production up and down that roster. Now the Huskies control on the far side. It's Remley. Remley takes it to center ice. He's got Greenberg on his left. And Greenberg, I don't believe was in before that. No, they waved the icing off, but now he's going to come out and touch up. So Simarusti now holds for Michigan. Down near the face-off circles in his own zone. Gets it up there to Caput, and Caput gave it to Despert, who lost it on a passing attempt back to Caput. Huskies send it back to center ice, and now it goes down to McSweeney between his own face-off circles in his own zone. McSweeney back there off the boards was going to try to find Greenberg up high. He missed him, and so now it'll be Ryan Hayes with it. Hayes puts that bad angle shot, and it gets through all the way now out to center ice, where Greenberg's going to try to settle it down. He loses it to Despert, and now Stevens fires it down for the Wolverines, where Alex Hare will take it behind his own net. Hare back out around the boards, up to center ice, and now the Wolverines control. Staub sends it back down into Husky ice, and Pickett has it. Pickett off the boards all the way down, and if Hansen can get there, that's going to wave off the icing because Hansen's down there first. Mike Hansen in there. He's firing and fighting for the puck with Brett Wheeler. Wheeler has it now. Wheeler comes away with it in the corner. Tried to center it there for Serpico, but in the high slot, Stetzinger looking to get into the offensive action again. And the puck, unfortunately, comes back out to center ice. Pickett will flip it back down into the Wolverine zone. Serpico charges hard to the net and makes Birchman cover it up. Good job by Serpico to get Birchman to cover that up, because I think Birchman was going to play it and send it out. This way the Huskies will get the offensive zone draw.
So far, shots NIU 19, Michigan 17.
19-17. I would not have guessed that Michigan had that many shots.
Or excuse me. No, 8.
Oh, 8.
19 shots, 17 saves.
Oh, there you go. So that sounds a little more like it. But all right, back to live action now. As knocked off the puck was Hayes. And now Wheeler the other way for the Huskies. He crosses the line, and he gets tangled up there with Brown. Now Hayes flips it up for Stetzinger from the point. His shot hits Serbis, the Wolverine, and it wasn't able to get through, and now Serbis clears it down all the way as Hauser sends it into the Husky zone, where behind his net, Hare out to play it for Pickett. Pickett up to center ice to Hansen. Hansen redirects it, tried to kind of pass it to himself, and unfortunately Minkiewicz for the Wolverines was able to come up and grab that. Now here's Ashworth behind his own net in Michigan ice. Ashworth comes out on the rush. Good stick by Buds there on the poke check to knock that one away and stop that momentum. Stetzinger at the left point holds it in. Danny Stetzinger having a good game so far for the Huskies. He and Buds playing really well on this line. Now, speaking of line, there's Billy Line who fires it back down. And Birchman out of his net to play it to Ashworth. Ashworth up the ice as Hayes just tried to get there and redirect it, but unfortunately turned it over to Cornier. Cornier now has it. Tried to put a shot on goal, and it's easily blockered wide. And now we're going to get a penalty here. A slash. And we'll see who's going to get that penalty. Looks like it's going to be number 28, and that is Ryan Hayes. So Hayes with a slash goes to the penalty box, and for the third time here in the first period, the Huskies are going on the Connection Power Play. Visit mycnxn.com for sports apparel and opportunities to connect with athletes in your area. mycnxn.com. Huskies 1 for 2 already today, Marcus.
1 for 2 on the power play. Just get those shots in net and things will happen. Set things up from high to low and low to high. But Remley's got to win the face-off, and he does.
He does to Greenberg. Greenberg in the far side corner to Bach. Bach was in the slot, but it didn't quite get the shot through. Now Bach on the near side half boards. Goes out, tried to go to the point, but it was taken away there by Froberg. Froberg of Michigan just flips it into the Husky zone, where Hare's going to play it up the boards to Billy Line. Line at the near side half boards, and a nice job here by Merlin taking it away by Michigan, killing off a lot of that penalty time. Now the Huskies come away with it. Here's Line. Line all the way into Michigan ice, and that's going to be an icing as that pass, unfortunately, was a little bit off the mark. So that's an icing. You like those long outlet passes, Marcus, or would you rather see him carry it up the ice a little bit more?
It's nice if it works. You got to get that puck on the
a lot of things are nice if they work.
Yeah, you got to get that pass stick to stick, or at least give it in the reach where the player can tip it and avoid the icing call. But yeah, if they feel like they can make that pass, go for it. If not, like Coach Ronaldo said, check down and make that secondary pass.
Absolutely. Greenberg now battling in the slot in front of Hare's net, and he finally comes away with it up to Bach. Bach enters the Michigan zone into the far side corner. He has it. Leaves it here for Greenberg. Greenberg a shot. Birchman blocks it and now covers it up. We get a whistle stopping play. 2:10 to go first period. 1:12 to go on the Connection Power Play. Huskies lead 2-1.
Yeah, this has been this is a great period for NIU. Just clicking on all cylinders. Hare doing a good job in his net, controlling everything where he needs it to go. The offensives have been working really well. Power play has been doing very well as well. So far, so good for the Huskies, up 2-1.
Serpico to the face-off circle against Zimmerman, and it's one taken out of there by, I believe the Huskies are going to control. No, Serpico knocked off the puck there by number 5, Caput. But Serpico takes it back to Stetzinger at the right point. Now here to Pickett at the left point. Now to Serpico into the face-off circle. Oh, and he couldn't settle it down, and Caput will just fire it and clear it all the way down to Alex Hare out of the Husky net. He's going to come out and play it up to Brian Pickett. Pickett, unfortunately, can't settle it down, as Zimmerman will have it at center ice, and we have 45 seconds to go on the Connection Power Play. Now here's Robbie Fulton in a one-on-one against Stetzinger. Stetzinger blocks the puck, turns around, and takes the puck away. Nice job by Danny Stetzinger. Stetzinger having his best period as a Husky. Now Pickett crosses the Michigan line, goes to the corner, tries to play it to himself. He does, and he takes a hit back behind the net, and Zimmerman now flips it down to clear it all the way down. We've got 25 seconds to go on the Connection Power Play. Hare will leave it as Mike Hansen will come down and play it behind the net. Hansen wasn't sure if he was going to take it or Stetzinger. Now Stetzinger has in the far side corner Husky zone. Now Ron Coletta up the ice. Coletta here to Hansen. Hansen crosses the red line, tries to send it into the zone, but was knocked nicely off the puck by Simarusti. And now it's back to McSweeney. McSweeney sends it up as Serpico gets a stick on it to get it down into the Michigan zone, where Despert played it behind his net, up to Caput. Caput comes all the way down and clears it, and that will kill off the penalty. So we are both teams at full strength, and we have an icing call against Michigan. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Huskies. 48 seconds to go, and the Huskies have a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, Huskies doing a great job here. Again, even though they haven't converted, they have one power play goal today, right, Scott?
Yes, 1 for 3.
So they got the one goal, but they're still getting the shots in that is what you need to do. Get that traffic to the front with Hansen or Bach in the first two power play units.
Absolutely. As now we're back to live action. Under a minute to go, first period, Huskies have the lead, and Remley crashes the net there as the shot came into Birchman, gets him to cover it up, and again, if nothing else, when you get him to cover it up, you get that offensive zone draw. Birchman looks like he wants to play it, but if there's any red jersey near him, he's covering it up, and the Huskies are getting those offensive zone chances.
And when he does play it, he's having a lot of trouble with it.
He is. So continue to get those shots to the net. Michigan controls off the faceoff. It's Simarusti. He turns it over to Bach now. Bach to Greenberg, and it's going to get out of the zone as the Huskies will have to touch it up. Greenberg tried to flip it in there, I believe, to Remley. And now it's sent back into the zone. Now the Huskies have it at center ice for Bach. Bach crosses the blue line. Puts a shot that hits Chase Brown. And Bach hit Chase Brown as well. Bach now has it at the high slot. Tried to find Remley, but I believe the puck just kind of jumped over his stick on that pass. Coletta holds it in to the slot. Coletta tried to backhand shot, but a weak shot there. And Chase Brown holds it there. Now to center ice. This is Smith. Smith, shot. Saved by Alex Hare into the glove. And they kind of don't like to stop the time right when the whistle blows. A good second and a half came off after Hare had that in his glove and the whistle blew. But that will end period number 1, and a good first period for the Huskies as they go to the locker room leading 2-1. Your initial thoughts on period number 1, Marcus?
Very well done by Northern. Michigan really had no momentum that entire 20 minutes. So, like I said in the pregame, you want to get the 2 points, but you got to take it period by period, and so far Northern's gotten period number 1 underneath their belt.
Well, and absolutely, NIU won that period. You know, that first goal, it was a tough goal for Hare, and Zimmerman just got free in the slot, and that's not something that's going to happen very often for the Huskies. So that was at 17:01. Michigan got the first goal today as Zach Zimmerman scored on the assist to Bryant Froberg, and at 17:01, it was Michigan 1, Huskies 0. Then at 14:53, Danny Stetzinger on the power play was fed by Mark Greenberg beautifully. Stetzinger put it in the empty side of the net, and we were tied. And at 5:47 to go in the first period, Rob Bach on a beautiful pass from Nick Remley got free, and Bach put it in the net on they beat the goalie short side, and the Huskies had the 2-1 lead, and that is where we stand at the first intermission. So, after not scoring at all yesterday, the Huskies have scored twice in the first period, and Marcus will give us some of those stats. He's got stats for us. He's got information. We'll review his 3 keys for tonight's game, but before we get to any of that, we're going to take a break here on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network. We'll be back to give you the stats and talk about Marcus's 3 keys, so don't go anywhere. We're in the first intermission. Huskies lead 2-1. We'll be right back in a minute on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network.
Are you looking for a place to get all your AHL news? Then tune in Wednesdays from 4 to 6 and listen to the Chicago Hockey Connection on SportsTownChicago.com. We will talk about the Chicago Wolves and the Rockford IceHogs, analyze every goal, save, and win for both teams, including exclusive interviews of coaches and players, and much, much more. Again, CHC airs Wednesdays from 4 to 6 on SportsTownChicago.com. And be sure to like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Chicago Hockey Connection to get all your hockey updates.
Hi, this is Paul McCartney on behalf of RAD. If you're drinking, you can't drive my car or any car. Remember, if you're partying this holiday season, don't drink and drive. Got it? It's just not worth it. Doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
We always know when it's our time on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network. Back here at Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, it's the NIU Huskies taking on the University of Michigan Wolverines. And in the first intermission, the Huskies have the lead over the Wolverines by a score of 2-1. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a few moments here before Marcus rejoins the broadcast, and I'd like to mention that I have a weekly podcast that I do about the NIU Huskies. It's called the NIU Hockey Podcast, and if you are interested in listening to it, I would encourage you to go to Facebook.com/NIU Hockey Podcast. You'll find all the information that you need there. We update that page every time there's a new podcast posted, and we also post updates there throughout the game, specifically at each intermission, so make sure you get that. And when you get that, there'll be links on the Facebook page for you to link to the podcast. This week's podcast will be a little shorter. It'll be our Christmas podcast, and we'll have that for you posted on Tuesday or Wednesday. So again, go to Facebook.com/NIU Hockey Podcast, and you'll be able to like that page and get information and updates anytime a new podcast is posted. Excuse me. So, Marcus, the Huskies have the 1-goal lead as we go into the second period, and a great deal of reason for that is that they got shots to the net over and over and over. You have that stat along with some others. Why don't you give us the first period stats?
All right, face-offs, 13 for NIU, 11 for Michigan, so they had the slight edge in the face-off circle, which was good. The goaltender for Michigan, Birchman, was 19 for 21, so NIU got 21 shots on goal. And Alex Hare was 8 for 9. Michigan only getting 9 shots on goal, which means that the defense was a lot better, and they weren't allowing Michigan to set anything up in the offensive zone.
One of the things that I noticed, Marcus, is that there was hardly any second chance shots for Michigan. If Hare made that first save, that was it.
Yeah.
The Huskies cleared it out. We did not see that last night. Last night, that was something they struggled with, and that was getting the second chances, clearing the pucks out of there. If they can do that, I like their chances here against the Wolverines.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Alex Hare has been playing like he always has this whole season, directing pucks into the corner. And I think last night and tonight, I've really seen him play the puck a lot more than he normally has.
Yeah, he's getting more confident. I think that's just going to come as he gets familiar and comfortable with the guys on the ice with him. When he knows that he can play the puck up the boards to somebody and they're going to make the right choice, I would expect we'll see even more of that in the second half of the season.
And when you have a goaltender that likes to play the puck, it's nice. You can use him, as another forward or defenseman to make a good big outlet pass to try to set something up.
Right. I think that's what we're looking for. And the thing I like about that is that here's Hare, whose primary job is to keep the other team from scoring, and he's looking to start scoring rushes the other way. And I would imagine if you're a team that hasn't faced that a lot, that's something that would take some time to adjust to.
Yeah, exactly. We saw it tonight where he had a nice outlet pass off the boards through center ice for Rob Bach to give them an opportunity. But if you're not used to that, it's a rude awakening when all of a sudden you're not used to a goaltender playing the puck as much as Alex Hare does.
I think that's true. So we'll look for that. We look for more of Alex Hare playing the puck. I believe that's probably going to happen significantly more in this second and third periods. But Marcus, now it's time for you to revisit your 3 keys to tonight's game and tell us how you think the Huskies did in the first 20 minutes. So if you would please, key number 1.
Key number 1, better play in the defensive zone. As we've already talked in this first intermission, it has been outstanding. NIU's been clearing the pucks out and not allowing any second or third chance opportunities. In that one goal, it was just a little bit of a defensive breakdown from the Huskies, allowing Zimmerman to get a nice open shot in front. And that was really Alex Hare's first shot on goal, and since then he hasn't allowed any good opportunities.
Yeah, when I saw that right away, I have to admit to being a little bit worried about that. You call it the defensive breakdown. I think you call it exactly right, Marcus. That defensive breakdown in front made me a little nervous because you thought, boy, if that's going to happen all night. But they tightened it up defensively, and I can't really remember many more really nice offensive chances that they had.
And there were a couple times where Michigan entered the zone and they had a 2-on-1 or a 1-on-1, and the defenseman for Northern did a great job to get back in and break that up.
I remember Danny Stetzinger at one point between the face-off circles as a Michigan player, I can't remember who it was entering the zone all alone, and Stetzinger swatted at the puck and poked it away. And I remember Bud's doing that at center ice again with somebody from Michigan and knocking the puck away.
Yeah.
And so you see that again, improved defensive play.
Yeah, we talked about that last night, how the defensemen need to have more of an active stick. Sure, if you're a defenseman, you want to knock the guys off the puck with your body, but you can use the stick just as effectively for poke checking and not allowing guys to make passes through the lanes.
So defensive improvement is key number 1, and we saw a major improvement with that from last night to the first period today. How about your second key?
Key number 2 is passing. It was a little bit better especially into the offensive zone, but the neutral zone passing still needs to tighten up just a little bit. But I'll give them a check mark in saying they passed on that one.
Yeah, and we mentioned late in the period the fact that some of the outlet passes were a little bit askew, but you talked about that's a high risk, high reward factor, and the reward is worth the risk, is what you're saying, if you think you can make that outlet pass.
Yeah, exactly. If you feel like you can make that pass, go ahead and make it. And if you're the guy on the receiving end, if you feel like you're not going to be able to get a clean reception on that pass, at least tip it to avoid the icing call.
Exactly, you've got to touch it. There were several icing calls on both teams, so that's an area that needs to be tightened up just a little bit. We'll see if they can do that. So we had improved defensive play, we did have improved passing, and key number 3?
Key number 3 was help out here, and after that first shot in the first goal, they really tightened it up and didn't allow Michigan to get any other opportunities.
And you said they had, 8 shots after that? Is that correct?
Yeah, after that first shot, they only had 7, so 8 total.
7 additional shots after that first one. And I would say that there were very few of those that were tremendously difficult saves for Hare. There was one where a shot came from the half boards here on the near side that had some mustard on it that was a difficult one. But other than that, I don't remember many that were that difficult for him to stop.
He was actually more like a catcher in baseball, directing traffic out in front. You could really hear him yelling and directing traffic as to the defenseman pairings as to where those guys are on the ice.
So we have seen improvement in all three of the keys. Hopefully we'll see more as we go into the second period and beyond. So we are in the first intermission here at the Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Huskies lead the Wolverines 2-1. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more of our intermission show and the puck drop on period number 1. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Huskies Hockey on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network.
Are you looking for a place to get all your AHL news? Then tune in Wednesdays from 4 to 6 and listen to the Chicago Hockey Connection on SportsTownChicago.com. We will talk about the Chicago Wolves and the Rockford IceHogs, analyze every goal, save, and win for both teams, including exclusive interviews of coaches and players and much, much more. Again, CHC airs Wednesdays from 4 to 6 on SportsTownChicago.com. And be sure to like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Chicago Hockey Connection. To AHL news, then tune.
There's a place I can get more information about NIU hockey? Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
The NIU Hockey Podcast is your source for news about the NIU D2 hockey team. From the first practice,
we're talking about practice,
to the playoff race,
playoffs.
The NIU Hockey Podcast follows your NIU D2 Huskies the whole way. With interviews of NIU players and coaches, the NIU Hockey Podcast gives you an inside look into the NIU D2 Huskies. New podcasts are posted every week. Just log on to www.facebook.com/NIU Hockey Podcast for more information. The NIU Hockey Podcast, the place for NIU hockey talk.
That's a great idea.
And you were meant to be here tonight. This is your time.
Priding ourselves on being in the right place at the right time, it's Huskies Hockey on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network. The officials and the coaches are out of their respective locker rooms, and so we're just waiting on the players before we can begin period number 2 here at the Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And Marcus, if we can just take a minute, the fans have gotten to see a little bit of this place, but give me your thoughts on this arena. We know that the building itself is an historical building. I'm not sure if it's a national or state of Michigan, but so they couldn't touch the walls, but they completely gutted and rebuilt this place on the inside, and it's a marvel. Talk about this place as a place to sit and watch a hockey game.
It's a fantastic place. If you ever get an opportunity to come watch the D1 team, I mean, even the club team, where just to be in the awe of Yost Arena, it's got so much history. I think it's been open since the late 20s.
Since the 20s, that's what we were told, yes.
And I think, Scott, it's a historical Michigan landmark, so
okay.
It's a state landmark.
Okay.
But
and I can see why.
Yeah, I mean, the brickwork is unbelievable from the outside. It looks like the old Chicago Stadium. The big scoreboard now that they got put in, new nice aluminum seats, and just a great facility to come watch a hockey game.
So we're lucky to be here. It'll be even greater if the Huskies can win on this ice. So the teams, as you can see on our camera feed, are out of their locker rooms, and we're just about ready to get things started here on period number 2. And you know, anytime it's a one-goal lead, Marcus, I always feel like the next goal is a crucial goal, because either the Huskies are going to go up 2 or Michigan's going to be tied, and the difference in the game when you're tied or when you're up 2 is massive. So this next goal is important, and I would say these next 5 minutes are pretty crucial at the start of the second period. The Huskies have to maintain their momentum.
Yeah, I think if NIU can maintain their momentum through the first 5 minutes, they're really going to take a stranglehold on this game. If you can get a goal, then you're really going to be up 3-1. 2 goals up, like you were down 2 goals last night, and hopefully they can come out with a win, but you got to win this period.
Absolutely. The Huskies lose the face-off as Ashworth has it there. He gets it to Simarusti here on the near side, and back to Ashworth. Ashworth at center ice. Michigan moving right to left. They enter the zone. Hare out of his net to play it. And a lot of traffic there for Hare to come out. He does now and gets it, and it's loose in front as number 25, Shymick, had it there. Shymick gets it out to Simarusti, back to Shymick in the corner where he's going to be bothered by Pickett. Pickett down low, Simarusti behind the net, but Stetzinger out, rinks it up the boards and cannot get it out as it's held in at the right point by Minkiewicz. Back to Shymick. Shymick now loses it to Pickett, but Simarusti there in the far side corner holds on. Now Greenberg enters the fray, and he tries to get it away, but he can't. Now Shymick again. Shymick centering pass, tried to find Stevens. Here's a shot, and Hare blocks it wide as Stevens holds it now. Stevens now back to the point to Minkiewicz. Right point now to the high slot. A shot, and that actually hit Shymick in front as it never got to Hare. And now Remley has it to center ice, and he's going to come down, try to pass it to himself, and he cannot as it's knocked away weakly there by Birchman. Rob Bach now behind his the Michigan net comes around to the half boards. Bach to center. McSweeney tried to get that there, but he couldn't, and Line takes it at neutral ice. Huskies have to touch up. Serpico fires it down as the puck re-enters the Michigan zone. And Ashworth up off the boards, but that's Wheeler now. And Serpico on the far side corner back to Line at the point. A slap shot never gets through. Actually, it finally does as Birchman holds on. A whistle stops play. 18:31 to go. Second period, 2-1 Huskies.
First couple minutes there, Michigan had some great opportunities in the Husky zone, so Northern's got to get some momentum back here with a face-off in the offensive zone, see if Serpico can do it.
Serpico doesn't win the draw. Service does and gets it up the ice. Does Michigan. And we're going to get an icing call as that one came all the way down behind the goal line, so it'll be an offensive zone draw for NIU with 18:22 to go second period as they have the 1-goal lead. Yeah, Michigan seemed like they were doing a good job of keeping the puck in the zone, and that was a long first shift for that top line for the Huskies. Luckily, though, no damage done. So Serpico back to the face-off circle against Service. It's put down, and it's one to Hansen. Hansen put a shot on net, and it went wide, and now to center ice, Ryan McSweeney. McSweeney sends it back in, where Brown for Michigan has it, and it's sent back in by Wheeler. Now, Staub tried to get it out. He did, and now back is Brown for Michigan. Michigan gets it to Hayes. Hayes up. And now Serpico takes it away and gets it to Line back there in his own zone. Line to Hansen, and it does get out. So now Hauser will have to take it there and fire it back into the Husky zone. Hare out of his net. He's going to play it and leave it there for Billy Line. Line holds there again. Not much of a forecheck from Michigan, but they put the pressure on right here in the neutral zone. Wheeler comes to the near side. Nice job passing it through the legs of Brown, but then back to cut him off with Staub. Now at center ice, Ron Coletta holds. Sends it back down into Michigan zone. And now here's Wheeler in all over the face-off circle. Shot! Saved by Birchman. He covers it up. Off the rebound. 17:26 to go. Second period. 2-1 Huskies, but a nice offensive chance there for Brett Wheeler.
Yeah, good job by Wheeler to take that one away on the near side half boards. Got a shot on that. Maybe just hold up just a tad second longer to see if anybody was coming on his weak side, but what it is, Wheeler takes a shot, and that's what you need to do.
Buds wins the face-off. Pickett from the high slot tries to put a shot, but never gets through. And now Zimmerman trying to get it out there, but Pickett doing a good job holding it in, and Bud's unable to hold it in as it's at center ice for Ron Coletta. He sends it down into Michigan zone, where Despert takes it off the boards here to Zimmerman. Zimmerman fires it into the Husky zone, and Hare out of his net to play it. He's going to leave it for Coletta, but now a little more forecheck there for Michigan as number 14, Mertland, tried to find a centering pass, but nobody was home for Michigan. Coletta rinks it back around to Maher here on the near side half boards. Maher takes a big hit into the boards, comes back as the Huskies do clear it, and Buds now gets it into Michigan zone where Mertland's going to take it. Mertland now up the boards to his teammate Froberg. Froberg leaves it back there for Despert, and now it's turned over the other way. Pickett at center ice is hit, and he gets up, and Cornier now fires it back into Michigan zone. Birchman out of his net to play it, and Despert has it. Despert up the boards to Zimmerman, and it comes all the way down to Hare behind his net, and we'll get an icing call. That's going to be another icing against Michigan, so an offensive zone draw for the Huskies. 2-1 NIU leads with 16:26 to go, second period.
I think that's the third icing call on Michigan, so Northern needs to really take advantage of this, get the face-off win, and set something up from the point with, I believe, Line and Stetzinger on the back end.
So Kevin Schwartz to the face-off circle against Staub. Puck is put down, and it's won by Michigan. Back behind his own net, that's Caput. Caput now Line cuts that pass off, and I thought he was going to take a shot, but he just put it behind the boards to the near side corner to Justin Waterman, who kicks it to Schwartz behind the net. Schwartz tried the centering pass as Jacobson was in there, but his pass hit off the iron of the net, and now Michigan coming the other way. It's Zimmerman in the slot, a shot, and it goes high over Hare's net. Mertland comes in and tries to whack at it, nothing happening. Now Waterman up the ice to Jacobson. Jacobson coming down the other way. Greg Jacobson holds, leaves it for Line, back to Jacobson, to Waterman in front, and he cannot get a shot as Waterman had the puck in his glove. Came back to ice slot, nobody knew where it was, including me. Ashworth now off the boards, up and out to center ice, and Billy Line's going to take it back there between the face-off circles in his own zone, now to Stetzinger. Stets up the ice to the far side corner, and Rob Bach around to the near side to play it to the corner. Tried to center it for Greenberg, but it was intercepted there by number 15, Smith. Now Stetzinger takes it back off the boards to Bach, but he misses Bach and hits Ashworth. Greenberg entered the zone, tried to pick it up, but he couldn't. And now Billy Line at the blue line holds up there as Greenberg had to come out, and so they turn it over to Michigan's Ashworth between his own face-off circles, gets it up, a touch pass by Fulton. Here to Smith. Smith puts a shot on net. That hair easily knocks to the corner. And they continue to battle on behind the net. It's Nick Remley behind the Husky net. He gets it up, tries to get it to Greenberg. Greenberg knocked off by Minkiewicz. He puts a weak shot that Billy Line gets in the way of. Line now has it. He carries it up the ice to center ice where Ashworth has it. Bach just missed that pass. Bach turns and fires it down into Michigan zone. And that's Minkiewicz battling with Remley there. Minkiewicz up the boards to his teammate Smith. Smith, the outlet pass misses everybody except for Brian Pickett. Pickett unfortunately plays for the other team. Pickett with a shot just wide of the net. Serpico at the left point can't hold it in, so McSweeney's going to take it and send it back into the zone, and the Huskies are going to touch it up. Here comes Michigan. Ashworth. Michigan again moving right to left. Ashworth's outlet pass misses everybody, and McSweeney touches it. That's an icing call. I believe that's the fourth one already this period, and it's 14-13 to go second period, 2-1 Huskies.
4 icings and 4 face-off wins here, or 3 out of 4 face-off wins for Michigan. So, again, you talk about how important face-off wins are right here, and right now, every time they've had an icing, Michigan's won it. Northern has to get in there with Serpico and get one here.
Serpico is in there against Fulton, and it's won by Michigan, but now Serpico comes around and takes it away as he and Wheeler battle on the boards. They're battling with Schwarz and Ashworth. Schwarz now comes away with it, sends it up the ice, and I don't think anybody's going to get to that, so we're going to have another icing call. Boy, Michigan is trying these long outlet passes, but their passes on the outlet are not even close. And we have icing call after icing call, 13:56 to go. NIU gets another offensive zone draw to the left of Birchman. It's 2-1.
Like we talked in the pregame, Scott, if you can make those outlet passes, do it. But right now, Michigan keeps trying, and they keep failing. They need to go to plan B and start making shorter passes.
Or carry the puck out or something. Hansen out from the faceoff circle, a shot just wide of Birchman's net. Smith gets it out to neutral ice. Billy Line sends it back in. That hit a player. Here's Hansen. Oh, shot just wide of Birchman's net. And Line unable to keep it in. Billy Line there, now leaves it for Wheeler. Wheeler does enter the zone, but is taken away immediately by Minkiewicz of the Wolverines. And now Simarusti circles back between his own zone, and now to Smith. Smith fires it down where Alex Hare is out of his own net. He's going to play it up on the far side, looking for Coletta, and now it finds Hansen. Hansen across off the boards here into the Wolverine zone, where Brown picks it up. Brown now holds and moves it for Minkiewicz back to Brown. Brown up the ice to Shymick. Shymick misses it as Stetzinger now behind the Husky net holds. Stetzinger turns. A little more forecheck pressure again from Michigan as it's up the boards to Wheeler, who tries to kick it out, but Simarusti holds it in, and now Stevens has it. Stevens off the boards, and he gets it up to Brown. Brown at the left point. Holds there, and his shot hits Buds. Buds, then that deflection comes out of the zone, and it's fired just back in by number 4, Staub. Now Billy Line holds behind the Husky net. Here comes Line out to Wheeler on the near side half boards. Wheeler gets his man to go down and now carries it up to Buds. Buds, a nice move there, but unfortunately the pass just got a little bit too far ahead and Staub was able to cut it off. Now here's Buds again in the near side faceoff circle, and he couldn't get a shot through. It was good defensive work there by Michigan. Now Michigan's Smith carries it out, gives it to Staub. Staub carries in behind the net, and he was thinking about coming around, tried the centering pass, couldn't get anybody except for Kyle Cornier for the Huskies. Cornier coming with Meyer on his right. Cornier tries to get that shot, but it hits Hauser of Michigan. Meyer and Cornier both going to the boards. Cornier now battling in the far side corner, gets it to McSweeney, a touch pass to Stetzinger from the slot. Stetzinger shot into the glove of Birchman, and he just saw that at the last minute. He's lucky that didn't get past him. As it is, he holds on. 12:08 to go in the second period. NIU leads 2-1.
Yeah, both goaltenders not really being challenged. A lot of bad passing in the neutral zone. Both teams not really being able to get anything set up so far.
Absolutely. So another offensive zone draw for the Huskies. It's Kevin Schwartz. He's going to be in there against Sean Service of the Wolverines. Puck is down, and it's 1 to Michigan. Michigan to Spurt. Up the boards to Hauser. Hauser flips it up, and it's out to center ice where Service will have it. Service sends it into the Husky zone, and Hare has it now out of his net. Rinks it around here near side to Waterman. Waterman holds it there, and he leaves it for McSweeney. McSweeney behind the net. And here comes, he tried to hit Waterman, but it was taken away by Smith. A shot by Service and a save by Hare, and Pickett controls the rebound. Now again, more pressure here in the Husky zone as Service takes it away. Now Despert from the right point. Goes here to the near side to Caput. Caput from the point. Tried to redirect in front. Nobody home. And now McSweeney to the far side corner. Going to battle with Hauser, and Schwartz will enter the fray. And Schwartz will carry it and up off the glass to Waterman here on the near side. Waterman flips it back. Tried to get it out, but unable to as Caput sends it back to the far side half boards. Now Hauser with a shot. Another puck loose in front. And good job by Waterman to turn and send that one out. And then Pickett fires it down where Caput will take it at center ice, get it over to Despert. Despert up to Hauser, a touch pass down into the zone where Hare's out of his net to play it. No, I'm sorry, he's going to leave it for McSweeney. McSweeney has it, up the boards to Waterman, touch pass to center ice. Caput fires it back down on net. Hare blockers it away easily. And McSweeney again, up off the boards, it hits Waterman. Waterman tries to clear it, he cannot, as that hits Merland, but it was held in. So McSweeney now in the corner battling with Froberg. It's taken away by Froberg. Behind the net. Looks to center it. Shot by number 24 Zimmerman, and it never got through to Hare. Now from the left point, Caput puts a shot on net. Now Zimmerman. Zimmerman holds on the far side. Long shift here for Michigan in NIU zone. The Huskies have to clear it out to get that change. Jacobson over there. They can't clear it. Despert puts a shot on net. It goes high. And now in the near side corner, Zimmerman. Zimmerman to Caput. Caput shot. Blocked nicely by Hare. Back behind the net. Now the goal comes off. It's Moorings. And so we got a whistle stopping play. 10-10 to go, second period. 2-1 Huskies.
Michigan has been coming on strong here the last couple minutes. Just shot after shot on Alex Hare. A couple point-blank opportunities. He's also been getting help from his defenseman blocking shots out front.
Huskies are going to need to win this faceoff and clear the puck. They are tired out there right now. So Kevin Schwartz is going to go in there against Robbie Fulton, and Schwartz has to win this faceoff. Puck is put down, and the Huskies do not win it as the battle is in the corner. And that is Schwartz for the Huskies. Battling with Schwartz for Michigan. Battling with Schwartz for the Huskies. Here's a pass in front, and it's just by the post, and Hare gets it covered up. Good offensive chance there for NIU, and because he covers it up, the Huskies are finally going to be able to change out some tired players.
Yeah, Scott, in this period, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
NIU 3 shots to Michigan's 9.
So that has completely shifted. The Huskies have 9:55 to go here in the second period with a 1-goal lead, but they've got to get that turned around.
Starts with the face-off circle.
Absolutely. Remley in the face-off circle, and the Huskies cannot win it. As Remley finally gets it out. Now here's Nick Remley and Bach with a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Remley on the far side puts a shot. Shoots, scores! Nick Remley beats Brian Birchman glove side, and the Huskies now lead 3-1.
And there's your momentum shifter. What a snipe by Nick Remley with the 2-on-1 from Bach. Use him as a decoy, and he snipes it glove side on Birchman, and now it's 3-1 NIU with 9:45 left.
And that angle is a tough angle from where he was on the stick side to shoot that glove side and beat the goalie. Very impressive. The Huskies have the 2-goal lead. Now the face-off win to Michigan. Dylan Ashworth has it back in his own face-off circle. Tries to play it up the boards, and he does to his teammate. Now it's loose at center ice, and Billy Lyon going to take it there. Simarusti try to battle for it. Bach gets it, turns around, and fires it to center ice where Ashworth has it. Goes to the far side corner. Ashworth going to give it to Coletta. Coletta now for the Huskies has it. Comes up and carries out. Now it turns it over to Minkiewicz for the Wolverines. Minkiewicz fires it down into the Husky zone where Billy Lyon's going to take it. Approach 9 minutes to go, second period, and a turnover here in the slot for Simarusti. Simarusti gets it in front for Stevens, and I think Michigan's trying to do too much with it there, as they had a couple of shots and could not take care of that as that puck was knocked out of the air with a high stick. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Huskies. Another offensive zone draw as Michigan knocked the puck out of the air with the high stick. 9:01 to go, second period, 3-1 NIU.
And talk about how important the face-off circle is. Michigan's 6 face-off wins to NIU's 2.
Wow. Yep. Boy, what can you say about that except hopefully that dominance continues. Serpico in the face-off circle. He wins it to Stetzinger from the slot. A shot just knocked up over the net by Birchman into the safety net. So that'll stop the play again. 8:57 to go here in the second. 3-1 Huskies. Well, I tell you what, Remley's having a real nice game today. He's got a goal and an assist. So the captain's stepping up here when his team needs him.
Yeah, Nick Remley doing a great job. Stuff, I mean, he does so much with the puck, but all the intangibles that he does without the puck is unbelievable.
No question. Michigan controls here now, but Stetzinger holds it in at the right point. Stetzinger cannot keep the puck in, so we're going to have a We would have an offsides, but Wheeler heard his teammates yelling, so he pulled up. Now at center ice, Joe Serpico controls. He loses it there, unfortunately, and Shymick sends it into the Husky zone where Pickett picks it up, gives it to Wheeler at the blue line here on the near side. Now an outlet to Hansen in front, but Birchman's going to just cover that one up. Hansen blows out down behind the net, and we get a whistle stopping play with 8:25 to go, second period, 3-1 Huskies. That's where you want Hansen all alone coming in for the goal, but the puck was just out of his reach.
And blows his tire.
And he does. And you notice it when a guy that size goes down.
It's like a tree falling down.
Yes, it is. Sean Buds to the face-off circle against Sean Service. Two Seans in the face-off circle. One by the Sean of NIU. And it's rinked around far side where Hauser tries to clear, but Pickett holds it in at the left point. Pickett a shot, gets all the way through, and just wide of the net. Stetzinger puts a shot on net. No, it doesn't. It doesn't get through. Service holds there. Now behind his own net. Service up to Hauser. Hauser is knocked off the puck by Buds. And the Huskies keep it in the zone, but now it's controlled by Brown. Brown gets it to center ice, where Pickett is going to send it deep into his own zone for Hare to play it. And Hare tried to get it up to his teammate Stetzinger, but it missed. Unfortunately, the pass attempt by Michigan didn't find anybody, and it's at center ice. Now here comes Michigan in, and Sean Service on the far side tried to center, but nobody there but Brian Pickett for the Huskies. Pickett back to Service, and that one goes wide of the net. And now here at the left point, it's Brown. Brown's pass knocked down by Buds. Stetzinger behind the net battling with Hauser. Hauser has it in the corner. Hauser holds there, and Stetzinger now takes it away to Pickett behind the net. Pickett up to Cornier. Cornier in the far side half boards. Tries to come center for Meyer, but missed him. And so that means that Brown for the Wolverines has it. He's going to give it to Hauser. Hauser has it here, right in front of us. Rinks it down behind the Husky net where Hare's going to play it. Leave it for Pickett. Pickett has it there. Brian Pickett sends it out to Remley. Remley touches it, so we avoid that icing. Remley was breaking out, looking for his third point of the night. Wolverines control behind their own net. Up to center ice where McSweeney just sends it back into the Wolverine zone. And Michigan has it there. That's Caput. Caput tries to find Despert. He does. Despert has it turned over by Greenberg. Greenberg in, tried to center it, but nobody home there. Greenberg, I don't think, got as much on that centering pass as he wanted. 6.5 minutes to go, second period. Huskies have that 2-goal lead. McSweeney now deep in his own zone behind his own net. Up to line, and it does not get out as it's held in there by Froberg. Froberg on the far side, half boards, puts a shot in front. Zimmerman trying to get it settled down to his backhand. Hare out of the net, covers it up, gets the whistle, stop and play. 6:19 to go, second period, 3-1 Huskies.
If I could get my mic on, there you go. No, yeah, NIU's been playing a lot better ever since they got that goal from Nick Remley. The momentum has definitely shifted. In the face-off circle, they won 3 straight, so now it's 6 Michigan to NIU's 5.
Absolutely. So here's Serpico in the face-off circle with Froberg. And the puck is put down. It's won by Serpico to Hansen, now to McSweeney behind the net. Ryan McSweeney turns, tries to hold on. A little more pressure from Michigan than we've seen here in the first period. Hansen flips it up to center ice where Serpico tried to get it to Line. Missed everybody there, and Despert's going to go get it, but Line right there with him. Line battling, puts Despert into the boards. Mertland there as well with Serpico for NIU. Serpico back there now. Wheeler joins the fray, and it's taken out by Mertland. Mertland to Caput. Caput on the far side, up into the Husky net. And then I almost hit Johnny Perillo back there.
Well, that was scattered. Holy.
Yep, everybody goes flying.
Nobody wanted to save the coach. Everybody ducked out of the way.
And coach is saying to Perillo, you got all the pads and the glove and everything. Help me out. At any rate, went up into the net, up into the bench off of a Michigan stick, so it'll be an offensive zone draw to the right of Birchman for the Huskies. Buds to the faceoff circle against Froberg. I'm sorry, that's Fulton. And the puck is put down, and it's won by Michigan, and it's going to be covered up immediately by Birchman. There we see it again. Birchman does not want to play the puck. If there's anybody from his faceoff circles in, he covers it up immediately. So it'll be another offensive zone draw for the Huskies, and Buds will return to the faceoff circle against Fulton.
Yeah, Birchman just has not looked comfortable at all. He looked very comfortable last night. Just ever since we got all these guys back getting more shots than that, he's just looked completely different. Complete 360 from last night.
I think that's the absolute key, Marcus, is that last night he didn't have to face many shots. Tonight he does. It's a turnover there as Fulton now turns it back over to Cornier, who gets it to center ice, where Michigan takes it, and Ashworth will have it. Ashworth off the boards, tried to find his man there, Smith, but it was lost to Pickett. Pickett fakes the slap shot, then tried to pass to himself off the boards as it's deep now where he battles Minkiewicz. Bud's back there with Fulton. Fulton gets it to Ashworth. Ashworth up to Smith. Wolverines control now as it's given to Schwarz. Schwarz enters the zone, gets to the slot, but a good stick by Coletta there to deny that offensive chance, and now Sean Buds is back there as well. Up to Brendan Meyer. Meyer sends it all the way down. And it's going to be held there by Minkiewicz on the near side boards in the Michigan zone. Good job there by Buds, putting some pressure on the forecheck. Ashworth now carries into the Husky zone for Michigan. Ashworth is going to try to leave it for Simarusti, but a good stick by Waterman getting it to neutral ice. 4.5 minutes to go here in the second. Huskies with a 2-goal lead, and that one shot into the glove of Alex Hare by Minkiewicz from center ice. Easy save for Hare, but a shot on goal for Michigan. Whistle stops play. 4.5 to go. Second period. 3-1 Huskies.
So far with 4:30 left in the second, it's 11 shots Michigan to NIU 7, but NIU got the goal. So even though they don't have as many shots, they're quality shots, and they've already gotten the one goal to make it 3-1.
Absolutely. Schwartz to the faceoff. He wins it to Jacobson. Jacobson just flips it to center ice. And now Staub's going to go back and try to send it to the center. He does, where it's picked up by Stevens. Stevens holds there now. Tries to enter his zone, but it jumped off his stick. And Stetzinger sends it, tries to send it out, but he was unable to as that one hits somebody from Michigan. Now Simarusti into the slot. A shot saved by Hare. And Stevens tried to kick that one in. That would not have counted if he'd kicked it into the goal. And McSweeney takes it off the boards to Schwartz, who gets it to center ice. Now Michigan re-enters the zone. McSweeney, a good hit there on the far side, and he's going to get penalized, I believe. That's going to be on Ryan McSweeney, because I believe he left his feet. Oh, no, they're going to say an interference call against McSweeney, so they're going to say his man was not playing the puck. I don't know that I agree with that. Marcus, how about you?
I don't think so either. I think he had the puck stuck in his skates, and McSweeney laid a good hit on him along the boards. But I believe this is the first Husky penalty of the game.
How about that? 3:52 to go, second period. First penalty the Huskies have taken. Hard work has been there. Discipline's been there. That's a recipe for success for NIU, but the penalty kill, which has been good, has to kill this penalty off. Remley to the face-off circle. He wins it to Line. Line cannot clear it as Minkiewicz holds it in. A shot blocker batted away nicely by Hare. And now a good clear by Mark Greenberg all the way down, where Birchman's out of his net. Going to settle it down for Dylan Ashworth. Ashworth holds behind his own net. And he gives it to Minkiewicz here on the near side. Minkiewicz to the center. To Hayes. Hayes now battling with Line. Back behind into the corner here, near side now Remley, all the way down. A good clear for the Huskies. And they've killed off the first 30 seconds of this 2-minute minor. Ashworth now into the corner. Now Minkiewicz behind the net. Minkiewicz gets it set up, holds there. Holds. And he holds some more. 1:15 on the penalty. And now up to Ashworth here on the near side. He gets to center ice, and he gets it to Hayes. Hayes beats the line there, but Hare out of his net. Tries to play it around the boards, but whiffed on it. So danger there. But a nice job by Greenberg to grab it, get it on the stick, and clear it all the way down into Michigan ice. Now here come the Wolverines. Hauser carries across the red line and across the Husky blue line, but he pays a price for it as Bach puts him into the boards. And Pickett sends it all the way down. A good clear. Boy, the Huskies doing a great job clearing the puck. Birchman out of his net to play it up here to Hauser. Bach going to battle for him, though. Bach has it, gives it to Pickett. Pickett over to Stetzinger now. Stetzinger just sends it in. Now plays it off the boards to himself. Gets a shot on goal. It's loose in front. And Birchman thought he held on, but he dropped it. Bach couldn't get there quickly enough. And in this power play, it almost seems like the Huskies are the team on the power play. They're the ones short-handed. Bach on the near side half boards, and now we're going to get a delayed penalty against the Wolverines. His hair was coming off the ice. And a hooking penalty, I believe, against Michigan.
Looks like it's going to be in number 2. Wesley Simarusti.
Yeah, with 2:07 to go. Simarusti, his second penalty. He had a tripping earlier in the first period. So the Huskies are going to have 15 more seconds of penalty that McSweeney's serving, and then Simarusti is going to come in. The Huskies will have 1:45 of power play, so they will finish the period basically on the power play with 2:07 to go.
And they
so 4-on-4, Marcus, for 15 seconds. Then they'll have a minute 45 of power play.
1 for 4 tonight?
1 for 4 is correct on the power play. I'm sorry, 1 for 3. This is their 4th power play. Connection Power Play. Visit mycnxn.com for sports apparel opportunities to connect with athletes in your area. mycnxn.com. Pickett to Stetzinger at the right point. Stetzinger here now to Remley in the slot. Remley a shot wide of the net. Pickett is taken down back there by Despert. Despert holds there, tries to get it up to Hauser, who clears it. And now here's Service on a breakaway. Service in all alone, shoots, saves, stonewalled by Alex Hare. And the centering pass is taken by Greenberg. The penalty to McSweeney's over. The Huskies are on the power play. Stetzinger tried to go back to Greenberg in the center, but he missed him now as Bach is knocked off the puck hard by Service. Bach goes down. And now behind is Despert, who just holds the puck against the boards, trying to kill off some time. Stetzinger holds it in at the blue line. He does. Bach now in the corner, battles with Despert again. Bach goes down again. And now Remley over there in the corner holds. Huskies on the power play to Bach, down deep. Back to Remley, missed him, and Hauser clears it all the way down. Hare out of the net to play, 53 seconds to go on the power play, 1 minute to go in period number 2. Mark Greenberg a touch pass to Billy Line, who enters the zone. Billy Line to the top of the faceoff circle to Remley. Remley shoots, and it's a blocked away by Birchman, and this pass goes up high, popped up into the air. Birchman holds on. We get a whistle stopping play. 47.7 to go, second period, 3-1 Huskies. 40 seconds on the power play.
Yeah, good move there by Billy Line to evade a check at the blue line. Got an opportunity, and then the rebound came right out to Remley, who got another opportunity. So the power play's been really good getting shots to the net. And they are, like Scott said, 1 for 3.
Absolutely. Hopefully 2 for 4 here after this one. Hansen controls off the face-off win by Serpico to the right point. Off the boards to Serpico at the half boards. Near side. Joe Serpico holds on. Gives it back to Hansen. Goes across the rink to Billy Line at the left point. Line has it there, now tried to hit Serpico in front. McSweeney cannot hold it in as that puck bounced over his stick. 20 seconds on the power play. Line on the far side in the neutral zone. Battling there with Froberg. Now it's taken away by Ryan McSweeney. He enters the Michigan zone to the right face-off circle, leaves it for Hansen. And Hansen holds there on the half boards, and it pops up. McSweeney couldn't find it. Now Hansen does, and it's going to be taken away by the Wolverines. Now it's cleared out to center ice, and the penalty is over. So both teams at full strength. Line sends it back down to Wheeler. 2 seconds, 1 second here in the period, and that will end period number 2. But a successful one for the Huskies as they got a goal from Nick Remley with 9:45 to go, and they lead going to the third period 3-1. A very fast-paced, crisp game. Only 5 penalties total as we played an hour and a half, and we're at the second intermission. Marcus, your initial thought after period number 2?
Started off really slow. It started off with Michigan having the momentum then. It was kind of even there through the middle half of that period. And then Northern, as soon as Nick Remley scored that goal, the momentum definitely shifted over to Northern. And another good period, I'd say you'd have to give the period win to them.
Yeah, I think, with NIU scoring the goal, I think that's what's the most important thing is who has the most points. And here's the thing I like to see is the Huskies gave up that first goal back in the first period, but now they've scored 3 unanswered. And that's a real good thing to steal that momentum and keep it. It's one thing to get it, but it's another thing to keep it, and they've been able to keep it.
Especially when you get 2 or 3 goals from your first line in Rob Bach and Nick Remley, and then you get contributions from Danny Stetzinger as well.
Absolutely, and Greenberg had the assist on that goal as well. Yep. So all 3 goals on some level are being scored by the NIU top line, whether it be assist or goal. So we are in the second intermission. They are resurfacing the ice as we speak. So we are going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, Marcus will give you his stats. He'll give you his 3 keys, and we'll also talk about his hockey show on the online sports station, SportsTownChicago.com. All that's coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're in the second intermission. Huskies have a 2-goal lead, 3-1 over the Wolverines. Back in just a minute. You're listening to Huskies Hockey on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network.
Are you looking for a place to get all your AHL news? Then tune in Wednesdays from 4 to 6 and listen to the Chicago Hockey Connection on SportsTownChicago.com. We will talk about the Chicago Wolves and the Rockford IceHogs. Analyze every goal, save, and win for both teams, including exclusive interviews of coaches and players and much, much more. Again, CHC airs Wednesdays from 4 to 6 on SportsTownChicago.com. And be sure to like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Chicago Hockey Connection to get all your hockey updates.
Looking for a place to watch the big game? Look no further than Chelios' Pub and Grill. Located conveniently in the Fox Valley Ice Arena, Chelios' Pub and Grill has everything you need for a great eating and drinking experience. Chelios' has an extensive menu featuring favorites like burgers, wings, and beer, as well as original items to keep you coming back over and over. Make sure to bring in your NIU hockey game ticket for 10% off your order. And NIU students, just show your student ID for specials and discounts. Whether you want to watch football, basketball, baseball, or hockey, or you just want to grab a drink after work, Chelios' Pub and Grill is the best place to be. Located inside the Fox Valley Ice Arena at 1996 Kirk Road in Geneva, Chelios' Pub and Grill is the place where true sports fans meet. Always scoring our goals on the NIU Huskies Hockey Radio Network.
Back here at Yost Ice Arena, the NIU Huskies lead the Michigan Wolverines by a score of 3-1. And Marcus, it's time for you to give us the stats for period number 2.
All right, period number 2, faceoffs were even at 8 apiece. Alex Hare was 13 for 13, and Berkman was 10 for 11. So shots were a little bit down for NIU. Shots were up for Michigan, which mostly came in the first 5 minutes of that period.
Yeah, it seemed like after those first 5 minutes that everything just dropped way off.
Yeah.
And for Michigan anyway. And again, you said it during the broadcast, as soon as Remley scored that goal, momentum was back.
Yeah, it was unbelievable how quickly, we keep talking about how hockey is a game of momentum and how it can change with a goal, a save, a hit, or even just a board battle won. And right there was Nick Remley's goal that turned this period around for the Huskies.
Absolutely. So, again, Remley's goal, a huge turning point in this game. That goal to get two scores up is big. So go ahead and give us your 3 keys. Tell us how they did, the Huskies did in that period.
All right, key number 1 was better play in the defensive zone, and they did really well in the first period, a little sloppy in the second. But again, as soon as they got a little bit of momentum, that defense in their zone picked up, and they did a great job.
All right, so a much better job by the defense, and we need to see that for the last 20 minutes, so hopefully that will continue. How about the second key?
Key number 2 was better passing, and I think they did a better job when they tried the outlet passes, like we said. If the guy that was receiving the pass didn't think he can grab it, he still tipped it into the zone to make a change, and they did a really good job of that. I think they need to check down to some shorter passes to try to get a little bit of momentum instead of trying those big long outlet passes.
Yeah, I think that's a real good point. So better passing, we've seen that. Better work for the defense, absolutely. And our third key?
Key number 3 was help out Hare. And again, that first 5 minutes of the second period, Michigan had all the momentum. They were getting a lot of shots to the net, and Hare was up for the task. But you have to give credit to the defensemen and some of the forwards too that were getting in front of shots, blocking shots with their shin pads, and a couple of them got down to try to block a shot. So doing anything they can to help out their goaltender.
Yeah, and I think that's been a big thing. You know, we haven't seen them blocking a ton of shots so far tonight, so far this season, and it seems like, at any rate now, they're blocking shots quite a bit.
Yeah.
We've seen several tonight, so that's an aspect of the game that maybe they've been working on. We're starting to see that improvement come a little bit more, and if they can block some shots, boy, they're going to be real tough, because with as well as Hare plays, if some of those shots that Hare blocks aren't getting through, that's less energy he has to expend. He has more for some of the other great saves he has to make.
Yeah, and it's like having a second goaltender out on the ice. If you can have 2 guys that are able and willing to block shots, putting their body in front of the puck in taking those blocks. So yeah, it's a great advantage to have players that are willing to do that in front of a guy who plays outstanding already in Alex Hare.
Yeah, I think so. So that would be a nice thing to see if that can continue. Marcus, the time now has come for you to tell us a little bit about your hockey show. Your hockey show is called the Chicago Hockey Connection. Tell us about it. Tell us what you do. Tell us where people can find it and when they can find it.
Well, the Chicago Hockey Connection airs every Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on SportsTownChicago.com. And we talk everything from Northern Illinois. We talk Chicago Wolves, Rockford Ice Hogs. We've been talking a lot about the lockout. And each week,
unfortunately,
we thought Wednesday when we were on the air that we were going to break the big news that the lockout had ended. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. The first couple weeks now that myself and my co-host Ryan Zahara, we have been breaking down each conference and each division. Team by team, we predict where they would finish if the season was going on, breaking down rosters and stats like that. We had the chance to talk to Ice Hogs play-by-play man Mike Peck on Wednesday. And if you missed the interview, you can go to our website, sportstownchicago.com/CHC, and you can download the podcast and listen to that interview.
That's a pretty nice little segue there, Marcus. I got to tell you, that's impressive. It seems like you've done this before.
It seems like I'm actually learning something in school.
Well, I hope so, for your sake. You're paying a lot of money to go there. I hope you're learning something. So, but that is the Chicago Hockey Connection, hosted by Marcus Grosnick and Ryan Zahara. It's on every Wednesday from 4 to 6. Go to sportstownchicago.com. Go to Facebook and search Chicago Hockey Connection, and you'll find them there. It's a good hockey show. They've already talked to Coach Ronaldo. I know they want to get Coach Goldsmith on from NIU. What's that?
You?
Me, yes. Well, that'll bring the people in, believe me. I'll tell you what. When you tell everybody I'm going to be on, your ratings go through the roof.
All the VIPs are going to want to come in and listen now.
I don't think so. But yes, I think that at some point you will probably be desperate enough to put me on your show. So I look forward to doing that, calling in for you guys sometime and talking Huskies hockey and hopefully NHL hockey at some point this season. Give me your thoughts on that. As we got a couple minutes here as the Zamboni is finishing up. Give me your thoughts on the lockout. Is there any hope for resolution here? What are your thoughts?
I think there is.
If we don't want to talk about it, bring everybody down.
Yeah, I know. If you're on Twitter, there's a very good hockey analyst. His name's Bob McKenzie. He does a lot of stuff for the NHL Network and TSN, along with Steve LeBrun, who does it for ESPN. And they both still think that there's a deal to be had. I think you need to continue meetings without Donald Fehr and Gary Bettman, because as we saw on Tuesday and Wednesday, when they weren't in those meetings, stuff got done. And it was led by Pittsburgh Penguins owner along with Sidney Crosby and Ryan Miller. So if you have just the owners and just the players in the meetings trying to get things done, I think you're going to find a deal. It's when Bettman and Fehr interfere in the negotiations is when stuff goes south.
Yeah, and that seems to me like the wrong way. I mean, Bettman works for the owners. Fehr works for the players. If they say, we want a deal.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is that there's, 5, 6 owners who want to break the union.
Yeah.
And they're not looking. They are only looking for a solution that can really stick it to the union. And unfortunately for us NHL hockey fans, we're not getting our hockey because 5 or 6 guys have an axe to grind.
Well, the sad thing too is the NHL has gained so much momentum over the last say 5 or 6 years. They've always been the fourth sport behind baseball, basketball, and football.
And they still are, but they've gained ground.
Yeah, especially with the Winter Classic being so successful every year. The All-Star Game is starting to gain a little bit more of a fan base. And with the LA Kings winning a Stanley Cup for the first time, along with the Blackhawks back in 2009, these are the organizations that haven't had great success through the early 80s and the 90s, and to see them win a Stanley Cup was really nice. But now all that momentum you would gain is right down the tubes.
Well, and the thing to me that's so important is, like last year in the playoffs, you see the 3 biggest markets in the country. New York, the Rangers are in the playoffs. Had a great season. I think they had the best record, didn't they?
I think they did, yes.
So they won, the President's Trophy?
Yep.
Okay, so they won that in the East. The Blackhawks, the third biggest market, they're in, and they're resurgent. And then you have the Kings in the second biggest market out in L.A., get in, and Jonathan Quick stand on his head every night, and they win the Stanley Cup. So you have 3 major markets, all of a sudden hockey crazy, and now hockey's gone, and Lord knows when it's coming back.
Yeah, everybody said that, Gary Bettman said he wanted a deal done by yesterday. That obviously never happened.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Everybody's, Bettman's blaming the players are blaming Bettman. And
I'm sure there's enough blame to go around.
Oh, there is. To be honest, I mean, if you're the commissioner of the NHL and you've had 3 lockouts in your tenure as a commissioner, I think that says something that maybe it's time for you to slide on over and pass the torch.
Yeah, right off into the sunset. I think that would be nice if that happened. The question is, even if the season is canceled, they still have to come to an agreement. Canceling the season, everybody kind of views as an end, but it's not. Even if the season is canceled, at some point they have to come to an agreement so they can play next year.
Yeah, and it's
and there's no guarantee of that.
Yeah.
So it's very frustrating, and now Marcus and I are all upset. Now we're all frustrated, and so
we just turn off the broadcast. I'm gonna go soak in the corner now.
No, we can't because there's positive stuff here.
Yes.
NIU is winning here at Michigan, and they're playing really, really well. I will not mention that this place about 100 yards from here is where the Winter Classic was supposed to take place in 3 weeks.
Please don't.
Sorry. Yeah. So we're having a little fun with it. We're hockey fans and we're depressed that there's no hockey this year so far. But NHL hockey, they're still very good. College level hockey, we're watching it. We get the privilege of watching it, a couple times a week. So a lot of fun as now Michigan comes out and we are just about ready for the third period.
And Scott, you talk about good hockey. You can go watch the Chicago Steel in Bensenville.
Absolutely.
You got the Wolves and the Ice Dogs that are still playing. But if you want to see great hockey, go watch the USHL Steel.
Yep. Go watch the USHL. Go watch the AHL. You can see good hockey in the area. Absolutely. The Steel are near and dear to my heart because I work for them as well. So obviously, I appreciate you mentioning that. That people can come watch the Steel, but come watch the Huskies. Tune into our broadcast. The Huskies, they're great, good hockey still to be had here, even though the lockout's going on, and it'll be even better if after these next 20 minutes the Huskies are still leading. So Brian Birchman is back to his net. Alex Hare skating to his. Huskies again in their traveling red uniforms with white letters and numbers. Black pants, red socks on them. They'll be going right to left tonight. Michigan in their home whites with lots of blue, and everything's outlined in yellow. They've got blue pants, blue numbers and letters, and they've got the blue helmet with the yellow stripes on it. Those very familiar Michigan helmets. You look at that, and you cannot help but think Big Blue. So Michigan and NIU here, entering the third period. It's the top line for NIU, Remley, Bach, Greenberg, McSweeney in line in front of Hare. Out for the Wolverines, it's Hauser, it's Minkiewicz, it's Ashworth, Service, and over there it is also Hayes. So they're on the ice. Michigan moving left to right. Huskies moving right to left on your computer monitor. Scott Swartz, Marcus Grosnick along here for the final 20 minutes. Thanks for dialing us in, spending some of your Saturday night with us. We hope that we've got 20 minutes until a Husky win. Face-off is hit up into the Husky bench where Ron Coletta makes the catch. Unfortunately, Coletta is not on the ice right now.
Unfortunately, he's not a shortstop.
You know what, though? He showed some good reflexes, I think. Didn't hit him in the face, thankfully.
He can play third base for the Cubs.
Well, but, for the Cubs, who couldn't? Well, me, I guess. But Alex Hare saves that, gets down butterfly style, and gets the whistle stopping play. 10 seconds into period 3. Huskies have the 3-1 lead. Good job by Coletta. Thank goodness he had his cage on his face. Yeah. Otherwise, it's one thing to take a puck to the face. It's another thing to take a puck to the face on the bench. Yeah. So,
how'd you get that shiner, man? Oh, I got hit in the bench.
Yeah, right. Huskies control up the face-off, but Ashworth takes it away from Michigan, deep in the Husky zone, rinked around by McSweeney up the boards to Greenberg, and now Remley gets it out of there. Remley going to come chase it down, and he's going to try to flip it back to Bach. Bach now has it behind the goal line, and he gets it to Ashworth. Ashworth now starts the rush the other way. Hayes now tried to catch up with it, but he couldn't, as McSweeney had it. And here we go. Now it's Billy Line. Billy Line across to Rob Bach. Bach at neutral ice gets it back here to Greenberg. Greenberg whiffs on that. And now Hayes is going to pick it up for Michigan. Comes near side to Service. Service into the corner, bothered there by Line. And let's see, now it's taken out by number 9. That's Froberg for the Wolverines to Line back behind the goal. And it's up and all the way out to center. And it's going to come down all the way for Minkiewicz and Ashworth. Ashworth picks it up for the Wolverines. Now he leaves it there for Minkiewicz. Minkiewicz up the boards to Zimmerman. And Zimmerman tried to carry it out, but Serpico was there to get in the way of that one. Zimmerman flips it into the Husky zone where Ron Coletta is going to play it over here near side to Pickett. Pickett up the ice, tried to hit Serpico, but just out of his reach. And so Despert gets it to his teammate Froberg. Froberg battling with Pickett there in the corner. Pickett doing a nice job knocking Froberg off the puck. In the corner they battle now, Pickett and Froberg. And it's held there. Froberg comes out with it to the face-off circle. And he tried to find Despert at the point, but Despert had already gone to the slot, so it comes out, and Michigan will have to come back. But now they're going to turn it over in their zone. Sean Buds into the far side corner Michigan zone. Tries to pick it up. He battles there with Zimmerman, and Hansen's there as well. Now coming out of there is Mertland. Mertland up here to Froberg. Froberg, it hits the stick of Coletta, or excuse me, the skate of Coletta. Gets in the way of all that momentum. Now Michigan the other way. Pickett turns and flips it up, but finds the stick of Mertland. Now Hare plays it up to Pickett. Pickett behind Hare's net. Sends the outlet pass to Hansen, but he misses everybody. And it goes down. The icing's waved off, so Mertland out of his net to cover it up. We get a whistle stopping play. 17:29 to go. Third period, 3-1. And Marcus, seems like kind of a sloppy start to period number 3.
I think both teams are having their bad passes through the neutral zone. That was another one here by Northern, just out of the reach of Mike Hansen. And fortunately for them, it was not an icing call.
Yeah. So it is Sean Buds in there against Robbie Fulton. Now Billy Lyon at the left point holds, gets it to the half boards to Cornier. Cornier turns, holds it there, and he has it knocked away by Caput, but he gets it back to Maher in the corner. Maher is battling down there with Fulton. And they continue to battle as Maher then kicks at it with his skate. It goes to Despert. Now we're going to get a little takedown between Cornier and Caput. They're exchanging some words. Cornier delivers a little shove to the face mask of Caput. And we'll see if anybody's going to get penalized. I believe that we are going to get coinciding penalties to Cornier and Caput. So Caput is coming off for Michigan, Cornier for NIU. So we've got 17:06 left here in the third. There are 2-minute penalties to Cornier and Caput. So 4-on-4 hockey, Marcus. And that, of course, means
4 have the D's, D's have 4s, man on man cover.
There it is. Billy Lyon has it at the Big M center ice. Gives it to Remley. But lots of open ice here now. So we'll see how that affects both teams. Very similar teams, I think, Michigan and NIU. They play similar styles. You heard Coach Ronaldo say that in the pregame. Now Service. Going to try to chase it down, but Hare beats him to it and rinks it around to Stetzinger. Stetz in the far side corner, up to Line here near side, center ice. Line enters the Michigan zone, turns, leaves it for Remley. Remley knocked off the puck by Minkiewicz. And now Michigan comes out with it again, moving left to right. This is Service. Service crosses center ice. Crosses the blue line. Service now gets through everybody, trying to get a shot, but whiffed on the puck. And Billy Line takes it back there as the Huskies come the other way. Line up to Remley, just out of his reach. And so rather than chase it down, Remley's just going to go change. Michigan now with it. Ashworth crosses his own blue line, and he blows out a tire there. So the offensive momentum stopped there. Mark Greenberg now at his own blue line has it. Crosses the center ice, leaves it for Bach at the blue line. Bach, shot. That hit number 4, Staub. And the clearing attempt by Michigan then hit McSweeney. Now Staub crosses the center, crosses the NIU blue line. Now Pickett takes it, turns, and looks for somebody up the ice. He's going to carry it himself. Brian Pickett lost the puck at his blue line. There to Zimmerman. And Bach puts Staub into the boards over in front of the Husky bench now, where McSweeney turns and leaves it for Bach. Bach turns here and leaves it for Pickett. Pickett loses it there to Michigan. That's Hayes, but now Pickett gets it to center ice, where Staub takes it. Staub to Hayes again. Hayes enters the zone. Hayes, we've got 10 seconds on the coinciding penalties. Neither team really been able to set anything up, get anything going here on this 4-on-4. Now behind the net, it's Hayes. Hayes comes around, got Hare down, and trying, still jabbing at it. Hare can't locate it. Now he does. And finally, Hayes goes down. Hansen delivered it as they pushed him off the puck. We've got both penalties, both men out of the penalty box, so both teams will be at full and even strength. 15:02 to go in the third period. 3-1 Huskies.
Yeah, it was number 28.
Yes, yes, I do. It's Ryan Hayes.
Yeah, Ryan Hayes, great opportunity out in front. If he just elevates that puck, that's going in the back of the net because Alex Hare was down and out.
But Hare closes off that bottom part of the goal, and so it makes it a challenge to elevate that puck.
Yeah.
And Hayes couldn't do it. So Buds to the face-off circle against Cimarusti for Michigan. And the face-off won by Michigan.
Bach's in the penalty box.
Bach is in the penalty box, so I would guess some sort of roughing penalty. That's what it is. So Bach to the penalty box. And the Michigan on the power play. Huskies penalty kill been awfully good so far this season. Over on the far side there, Cimarusti goes down low for Stevens. Stevens in the corner. Going to get it out to the left point to Minkiewicz. Now to the high slot. A shot. Redirect attempt by number 25, Shymick. Never got through as McSweeney did a good job in there. McSweeney trying to keep Shymick off of his goalie, Alex Hare. Flipped up but not out by Buds. Buds battling over their far side at the blue line. And the Huskies trying to clear it. It is kept in on, however, by Stevens. Now we're going to get another delayed penalty. As we're going to have, I believe, a 5-on-3. Yep, because Michigan's coming off. So a delayed penalty against the Huskies. Cimarusti down low. Service enters the fray, and now they've got two guys in front of the net. Cimarusti, now Ashworth from the slot. Here's a shot, score by Michigan's number 18, Sean Service. So Service gets the goal, and it's 2-3 in favor of the Huskies. 13:49 to go.
Service just set up perfectly to the right of Alex Hare. It was like hitting a puck off a tee.
Yeah, and
it was just perfect passing from Michigan from behind the net.
Hare did not have a chance at that. Good passing. They had the 5-on-3. So Bach out of the penalty box. Ryan McSweeney into the penalty box.
And that's an interference call on McSweeney.
Yep, interference to McSweeney. So 2-minute minor at 13:49 to go. So Bach's penalty is over because the Wolverines scored, but now the Huskies back on the penalty kill. Boy, we talked about how great they were doing with their discipline. You hope you don't see that get away from them here, as now it's just a 1-goal lead with 13 and a half minutes to go in the third period. Greenberg carries it out, gives it to Remley. Remley crosses the blue line. Back to Greenberg, a shot just wide of Birchman's net. Nice short-handed opportunity there for the Huskies. Now Sean Service, who just scored the goal a minute ago, comes the other way. Ron Coletta doing a good job in the neutral zone to muck things up. And here comes Michigan now, up to Hauser. Hauser at the Husky blue line. Now at the half boards. Leaves it there for Hayes. Hayes at the half boards. Now to Dispert at the left point. Comes across here to Caput. Caput now to Hayes again in the face-off circle. Now up to the slot to Dispert. Now to Hauser. Hauser holds to the top of the right face-off circle. A shot wide of the net. And Hayes with it in the near side corner. Hayes back behind to Service. Service to Hauser in the face-off circle. Up here to Caput. Caput in the high slot. Back to the corner to Hauser. Hauser down there and gets it up to Dispert. Dispert a shot on the redirect opportunity for Hayes. Nobody home. Remley has it. Rinks it back around. And Hauser going to hold it in at the half boards. Hauser has it there. Leaves it for Dispert in the high slot. Back to Hauser on the half boards. Down low to Hayes. Hayes in the corner. Hayes holds. Holds there. And I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but I think it was a shot attempt by Hauser. It went through everybody and out. Hayes tries to re-enter. And we're going to get an offsides against Michigan. We've got 12:16 to go, third period. 3-2 NIU leads at 27 seconds to go on the penalty to Ryan McSweeney.
Great timing for that offsides by Michigan. NIU got to change their two forwards, but the defensive pair wasn't able to, but now with the offsides, looks like it's going to be, I believe, Stetz and Billy Line.
Hansen in the face-off circle with Wheeler to his right. Puck is put down. Mertlin wins the face-off for Michigan to Minkiewicz. Now to Ashworth on the far side. Ashworth crosses the blue line into Husky territory. Battling Stetzinger there. Stetzinger flips it back, but not out. Now Minkiewicz at the high slot. Tried to, I don't know if that was a shot. It went way wide, and now that shot goes wide of the net on the other side. Line tried to get it out, couldn't, and it's held in there by Ashworth to the face-off circle. Now, here's Froberg, whose shot hits Wheeler. Billy Line flips it back, and it is out of the zone, and McSweeney is out of the penalty box. So the penalty's over, both teams at full strength as we approach 11 and a half minutes to go here, third period. Mertlin with it in the right face-off circle. Now to the right point, holds. Gives it there to Froberg. Froberg hits it up and out onto the concourse here at Yost Ice Arena. We're going to whistle stop and play. 11:29 to go. Third period, 3-2 Huskies.
Home run.
Yeah, over the fence, just right in the stairway there.
Yeah, is it? Have you noticed that Michigan is just, it's all Michigan right now.
Yes, absolutely, for the last about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, and so much of that has been with the penalties, but I think the coinciding penalties to Bach and Caput.
Yeah. Started it,
yeah, and ever since then, or Bach and Cornier, Caput and Cornier started it, and since then, Michigan's been the aggressor. Huskies have to get this momentum back. They've got to clear it out here. And Meyer couldn't play it off the boards there, out, and now Line has it behind his own net, into the corner for Stevens. Stevens to Cimarusti. Cimarusti bothered by Stetzinger. Stetzinger can't get it, and now Cimarusti loses it up to number 7, Browse at the left point. His shot never gets through as Stetzinger will have it. He crosses into the neutral ice, and he gives it to Meyer. Meyer on the other side, a blocker save nicely by Birchman on the shot by Meyer. And now the other way, all the way down. No icing, so Stetzinger's going to have to go play it in the near side corner, Husky zone. He does. Picks it up there, leaves it for Buds. Buds with it near side. And he cannot clear it as Hauser will keep it in with Cimarusti. Cimarusti, the face-off circle, a shot into the breadbasket of Harris. Save! 10:31 to go, third period. But the shot's coming fast and furious, and the momentum all with Michigan. It's 3-2 Huskies. But the Huskies got to grab this momentum back.
Yeah, the Huskies are just kind of spinning their wheels in their own zone, not clearing pucks out of the zone. And they're leaving pucks behind the net, thinking that their defensive partner is going to be there. And it seems like every time they do that, Michigan is the one that's going to pick that puck up.
Lots of turnovers. Huskies win the faceoff. Remley up off the boards and out. Sent back in now by Despert. And it will be Pickett who gets it. Tried to clear it, but Hauser kept it into the faceoff circle right side. Shot. Hare with a save. And he covers it up. 10:16 to go. Third period, 3-2. Boy, lots of difficult saves now for Alex Hare. You cannot expect him to do that. Your third key is help him out. They've got to help him out by clearing it off the boards, off the glass, getting it out.
Yeah, Alex Hare has been making great saves all night long. Defensive partners have been helping him out a lot for those first 40 minutes, but right now in this third period, they are not helping him.
Hauser shot from the point goes wide, but Michigan holds it in again as Hayes rinks it back down to Service. Service in front, just missed his man Hauser, and now Greenberg has it. Greenberg gets it to center ice, but Michigan controls. And Service coming back in. Service again with Coletta. Puts Coletta into the boards. Pickett down low to block that one. And now that one's a high stick as Hauser knocked that puck out of the air with the high stick. So it'll come out of the zone. And we'll have a face-off. But 9:49 to go. We're under halfway through the period. But, boy, ever since those coinciding penalties back with 17:06 to go to Caput and to Cornier, the Huskies have taken 2 penalties. And since then, and all the momentum is on the side of the Wolverines here.
Well, yeah, especially with Michigan scoring a goal to make it a one-goal game, 3-2 here with 9:49 left in the game. But Nick Remley needs to win the faceoff, and he does not. Michigan controls.
Yep, Sean Service with it behind the Michigan net. Turns, holds on there, sets it up. Huskies on the forecheck, doing a nice job. That one's all the way down. And we are going to get the icing call. I was waiting for the official to make the call. No Michigan player was down. He made Billy Line go all the way down and touch it. Maybe we need to tell him there's no touch icing here.
Yeah, no touch icing. No touch icing. I saw a news article as well that the Ontario Hockey League is going to a no-touch icing.
Yes.
A lot of leagues starting to lean that way, trying to help the players not get so banged up trying to fight for the puck.
Yeah, player safety is a big deal. So Service thrown out of the face-off circle in favor of Hayes, and the face-off is won by Hayes. And Hauser tries to clear it. He does to center ice, where Hansen has it and fires it down into the Wolverine zone, where Despert takes it. Despert over to Caput. Caput in the far side corner takes a hit from Wheeler, but leaves it there for Despert. Despert up center ice, and nobody there. McSweeney now has it deep into his own zone behind his own net. McSweeney there. He's got Line on his left. McSweeney up where Hansen tried to play it to himself but couldn't. Froberg from Michigan sends it back into the Husky zone. 9 minutes to go, third period. Huskies have the 1-goal lead. Clearing attempt by Hansen gets to center ice. Ashworth now over to his teammate Zimmerman. Zimmerman's attempt to enter the zone was weak, so McSweeney was able to send it back, but Zimmerman carries it into the zone now. Now into the slot. Froberg, a shot, save, rebound. Merlin couldn't get it to his forehand, but that was there for an opportunity. And here comes Brett Wheeler, cross ring to Hansen. Hansen on a breakaway. Mike Hansen in all alone, shoots, save, rebound, can't get it back. And a golden opportunity for Hansen, but a good job by Birchman to stonewall Hansen. Now, here we go at center ice. Wheeler holds for the Huskies, sends it in, and Ashworth sends it out. Ashworth all the way down. No icing as that's waved off. Billy Line going to pick it up there to Pickett. Pickett has it up to Hansen. Hansen now to Buds, who takes a hit. And now it's to Billy Line behind the Husky net. Line up, gets it to Hansen. Hansen turns at his own blue line and just flips it now into the neutral zone, where number 6, Minkavich for Michigan, picks it up. He comes left to right the other way, fires it into the NIU zone, air out of his net, rinks it back up to Brandon Meyer. Meyer turns off the boards, can't get it out as it's held in nicely there by Smith. Smith, a backhanded shot, and Hare with a save and covers the rebound up. 7:39 to go. Third period, 3-2 Huskies.
Nice outlet pass by Hansen's line mate there to spring him through the neutral zone. Looked like he was going to beat the goaltender underneath the glove, but makes the save and almost looked like he got his own rebound.
Yeah, he had an opportunity to do that, and we know that that Birchman does not want to give up those rebounds, so that was a dangerous situation. Unfortunately, Hansen could not capitalize on it. Huskies control now, but cannot clear it as Fulton keeps it in. Get there. Fulton can't get it to anybody, so he flips it back down behind the net. And now it's Smith. Smith in the far side corner. Smith holds there, turns. Comes around to Stetzinger, knocks him off the puck. But now it's loose in front as Schwartz tried to get a shot off, but he couldn't, so it's back behind. Smith there with Stetzinger for the Huskies. In the corner with Schwartz. Now Pickett with it. Pickett up to Bach. Bach cross rink here. Couldn't find Greenberg. And Smith sends it back down. That one hit the official. So Pickett will take it in the near side corner, Husky zone. Under 7 minutes to go, third period. Pickett, outlet, tried to look for Remley, couldn't find him as number 25, Shymick, got in the way of that one. Now behind the Michigan net, Birchman out, gets it up to Brown. Wheeler can't hold that in at the right point, so he's going to turn and flip it back, and he couldn't get it deep, so the Huskies unable to change. Now here near side, there's Staub. Staub goes far side to Stevens. Stevens fires it into the Husky zone. Hare out of his net. He's going to play it, rinks it around here where Greenberg's in the near side corner. Greenberg tried to play it, thought Stetzinger was going to be there. He wasn't, so they turn it over. Greenberg now has it. Greenberg tried to stick handle around Smith and couldn't. Shymick and couldn't. Stetzinger off the boards now. Shymick again in the corner. Holds it there. Greenberg now it gets up over his stick and finally out to neutral ice. But again, boy, it almost looks like Michigan's on the power play here. We are at even strength, but Michigan holding the puck a lot in their own own attacking zone. Now Staub holds it there at the point. Back to Simarusti, now down deep to Shymick. Stetzinger in the corner trying to get it. Huskies are gassed. And it's held in again by Michigan. McSweeney takes it in the near side corner, finally gets it out, but unable to get it deep, so the Huskies cannot change anybody up. Now Serpico crosses and sends it deep into Michigan zone, where Despert takes it. He's got it deep off the boards. Coletta tries to hold it in. He can't as it goes to center ice for Simarusti. And Simarusti and Wheeler collide over near their benches. And now Despert into the Husky zone. Comes down, going to try to come in front. A save by Hare, loose in front. Service's pass hits iron. And we maintain the one-goal lead. Huskies dodging bullets left and right. Kevin Schwartz flips it up, but not out. But now Schwartz takes it out himself. A 3-on-2 the other way if they hurry. Schwartz for the Huskies shoots, and a save by Birchman. Rebound there, loose, but now rinked up off the glass by number 5, Caput. Sent back down by Coletta. And now it's Hayes. Hayes for Michigan. He's got Service here. Service has Hauser to Hauser. Back to Service. Give and go. Saved by Hare in front. Boy, Alex Hare is playing well. 4.5 minutes to go. Huskies clinging to a one-goal lead. Over on the far side, half boards, they battle Husky zone. Schwartz comes over, takes it, and sends it back to the near side, where Hauser holds it in at the right point. Now Coletta. Now to Maurer. Maurer cannot clear it. And Coletta in the far side corner. Coletta here to Cornier on the near side. Gets it to neutral ice. Here's Kevin Schwartz. Schwartz going to come in. Crosses the Michigan line. Puts a shot on net. And it's bad save away by Birchman as Schwartz went into the boards hard here near side. And now Michigan controls coming the other way. Number 23, Hauser with it. And we're going to get a whistle stopping play as we've got 3:55 to go. Third period, Huskies lead 3-2.
And I believe that is going to be a holding call there.
Yep, on number 6, Minkiewicz. So the Huskies will go on the connection power play. So a holding penalty. So a 2-minute minor. We've got 3:55 to go here in the third. Huskies on the connection power play. Visit mycnxn.com for sports apparel and opportunities to connect with athletes in your area. That's mycnxn.com. Billy Line at his own blue line. They turn it over though. Here comes Mertland. Mertland into the slot for Froberg. Froberg couldn't find Mertland again. But again, they're killing valuable power play time for the Huskies. Mertland controls again to center. He's just going to hold it as long as the Huskies will let him. Sends it back down where Alex Hare out of his net, going to leave it for Billy Line. Line has it. Starts up on the rush to Greenberg. Greenberg at center ice. Enters the zone. Mark Greenberg holds here. Tries to find a shot by Pickett and a save by Birchman. That was set up nicely. Birchman up to the task. A very nice play. And now a delayed penalty against NIU as Birchman heading off the ice. A shot off the post. Far side. And the rebound is taken there by, I believe, Ashworth. He puts it in the net. And we are tied at 3. It is indeed Ashworth. And he gets the goal. We are tied.
Good opportunity on the other end by NIU to get a shot with Greenberg and I believe Stetzinger, and then Michigan comes back on a 2-on-1, and Hare makes the initial save, gives up the rebound, no one there to clear it out, and Michigan was not going to miss from there with 3:02 left. We are tied at 3 apiece.
Tied at 3, and that was with the goalie pulled because of the delayed penalty against NIU. So Remley now going to come over and talk to the officials. And Remley's going to have to come to the penalty box. So Nick Remley in the penalty box for the Huskies.
So it'll be 4-on-4 hockey for a minute and 7.
So Remley gets the 2-minute minor at 3:02 to go. So we've got 4-on-4 hockey here, but Michigan has scored twice in this period to tie it up. Ryan McSweeney far side to Stetzinger. Stetzinger sends it in. All the momentum with Michigan now. So here comes the Wolverines. Sean Service crosses the Husky blue line to the right face-off circle. Good stick by Ryan McSweeney to knock him off the puck. Now up. A shot from the point by Staub and a save by Hare. Ryan McSweeney to Mike Hansen. Hansen's been quiet tonight. He flips it down into the Michigan zone, and that'll be an icing call. We're going to whistle stopping play. That'll be a defensive zone draw for the Huskies. 2:22 to go. Third period. We're tied at 3. 27 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Huskies starting to look a little winded here.
Hey, they've looked a little winded here the last 5 or 6 minutes, just kind of spinning in their own zone.
Kind of the whole period.
Yeah. It's been a really sloppy period, really, for both teams.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, Michigan's fared better. That one is cleared out of there by NIU. So we approach 2 minutes to go. We're tied at 3. Despert for Michigan. Has it there. Gets it to Caput. But now a turnover. Rob Bach. Gonna go in all alone. Here he comes. Shoots. Saved by Birchman. 2 breakaways this period, and Birchman able to stop both shots. Now at the left point, McSweeney holds it in. And he turns it over, unfortunately, there. Here's Greenberg now into the slot. Greenberg drives hard to the net, and he gets taken off the puck. And the Husky bench looking for a penalty there as Greenberg driving to the net. They wanted a call on that. What do you think, Mark? Is that the right call for a no call?
Yeah, there's a hook around his arms. Greenberg knows it was, and there's no penalty being called. Yeah, I'd be mad if I was Mark Greenberg.
So the Huskies are now shorthanded as the penalty to Michigan is over. Huskies shorthanded for the next 50 seconds. We've got a minute 52 to go. Third period. We're tied at 3. So an offensive zone draw for the Huskies. Greenberg takes the face-off. He loses it to Ashworth behind his own net. Dylan Ashworth for Michigan comes out. He's got it and holds, gets it to Minkiewicz. Minkiewicz off the boards to Hayes. Down deep into the Husky zone is Billy Line. Line has it and clears it back out to Greenberg. Greenberg tried to hold, turned around, and flipped it down deep into Michigan zone, where Ashworth will take it. 25 seconds to go on the penalty that the Huskies have to kill off. Now Ashworth coming left to right. Sends it up, tried to find it. Hayes, but it went through his legs. Never touched him. So that's an icing call. Whistle stopping play. 1:18 to go. Third period. And we've got a 3-3 score.
Talk about a big face-off here coming up for NIU. You got 16 seconds left on the penalty kill. And you're now tied. You need, again, let me if I can get this out. Big face-off win here. Get momentum. Get the shot on goal with the offensive zone draw. And
they do win it, and McSweeney puts his shot from the point. It goes wide, and now in the near side corner, Michigan zone, Minkiewicz over to Ashworth. Ashworth up to Hayes. Hayes crosses the red line, crosses the Husky blue line. He's knocked off the puck nicely there by Hansen, and it's rinked around, held in by Minkiewicz. Remley out of the penalty box. Both teams at full strength. We are under 1 minute here in the third period. Brian Pickett taken down there by Service. Pickett takes the stick and puts it in front of the goal, and now the goal mount is knocked off by Service. Service just knocked it off to get his stick back. As you can maybe hear some guys from the Husky bench yelling, saying he knocked it off. And he did. I saw him do it. He picked it up and knocked it off there. That should be a delay of game penalty. As it is, we don't have one. We've got 47 seconds to go. Third period, we're tied at 3.
2 bad calls in a row here. The hook on Greenberg and the intentional knockoff of the net.
Bad because they're missed.
Yeah, bad because they're missed.
Yep, Pickett then off the face-off win, tries to clear it but can't. Hauser now sends it back deep for Service, who tried to find Hayes in front. Held in by Minkiewicz to the left point. Off the boards to Hayes, behind the net. Hayes battling there with McSweeney. Hauser to Hayes, behind the net. Hayes now hits Remley. And Minkiewicz back to Hayes here in the near side half boards to Hauser down deep. Hauser tried to centering pass to Service. Nobody home. We approach 20 seconds to go. Michigan has it in the Husky zone for a long time. McSweeney has it up the boards, and he missed Wheeler. And now that puck is sent back to Service. Service tries to center, but he finds Pickett. Pickett gets it to the neutral zone where Minkiewicz picks it up. He just sends it back into the Husky zone. And I think both teams are going to be content to take their 1 point and go to overtime. And they are, and that will end regulation. So the Huskies give up 2 goals in the third period, and we are tied at 3 going to overtime here at the Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor. And boy, that is the proverbial letdown period right there, isn't it, Marcus?
Yeah, it certainly was. It wasn't a great period for both teams. Bad passing, a couple bad penalties, a couple missed calls here late with less than a minute left. Which really killed NIU's momentum, but now they got to come back, work hard in the next 5 minutes to get the second point in the overtime. And again, like Coach Chuck Ronaldo said, if you can get another point here, get a win, and you'll be on your way for a Christmas break.
Prior to this period, prior to the third period, the Huskies had taken 1 penalty. They took 4 in that third period.
Discipline.
And one of them led to a power play goal. Yep. The other one was on a delayed penalty.
Yep.
Where the Huskies were actually on the power play, and then they got a delayed penalty and allowed Birchman to come off the ice. So on the delayed penalty, it was an even strength then. But on the delayed penalty, so those 2 goals are scored because of a lack of discipline.
Yep. They just need to tighten up their style of play. They haven't played NIU hockey like they did in that first period. They can play NIU hockey, they're going to get another point, and Alex Hare's standing on his head still again in this third period.
Yeah, and Hare's been good. You know, he gave up a couple there, but each of them he stopped the first shot. It's the rebounds that they've got to control a little bit better. So if you are just joining us, let's tell you how we got here. Michigan got on the board first in the first period. 17:01 to go in the first. Zimmerman from Froberg, and they were up 1-0. The Huskies then scored the next 3 goals. The first by Danny Stetzinger with 14:53 to go in the first period off the shot attempt by Mark Greenberg, and the Huskies had it tied at 1. Then Rob Bach from Nick Remley scored with 5:47 to go in the first. The Huskies were up 2-1. In the second period, Nick Remley scored all alone with 9:45 to go to give the Huskies a 3-1 lead. It looked like they were on their way. But in this third period, with 13:49 to go in the third, Sean Service scored for Michigan, and it was a 1-goal game, as it was 3-2 Huskies. And then with 3:02 to go, Dylan Ashworth put it in the back of the net, And Michigan tied it at 3. We got a 5-minute overtime. And if nothing's solved here, we'll go to shootouts. So 5 minutes to decide it. Otherwise, we'll go to shootouts. It's 4-on-4 hockey now for the 5 minutes. The Huskies have Pickett. He's taking it right to left. Puts a shot on Birchman, and he kicks it wide. Now held in there by Greenberg, and he's going to continue to try to hold it. He whiffs on that attempt. Cannot. So McSweeney takes it. McSweeney now into the Husky zone. Puts a shot past Birchman's glove. And on the far side half boards, Remley holds. Remley to Greenberg. Greenberg a shot. And it's deflected up high over the goal. And now they battle for it here on the near side half boards in Michigan zone, where Despert comes out with it. Despert over to the far side to Caput. Caput up to Froberg, who loses it now to Remley because of a nice stick by Stetzinger. Remley for the Huskies takes it. Enters the Michigan zone. Tries to center it, but Greenberg wasn't there. And now held in by Stetzinger, and he's unable to hold it in. Now a one-on-one the other way. Here's Brian Froberg with Billy Line in front. Froberg, some good stick handling there, but again, trying to be a little too cute as Greenberg drops his stick, trying to knock that man off the puck. He does now pick it up as Ashworth has it, and he gets it to Serbus, who enters his zone. Serbus tries to get a shot, cannot. Line just clears it out of the center. One of the things the Huskies have to do better at is keeping Michigan out of the middle. Michigan's been able to own the slot here in the past period and a half. Ashworth now at center ice. Comes in. Goes into the near face-off circle. A shot saved by Hare. And he covers it up. 3 1/4 to go. Here, 3:25, not a quarter, but 3:25 to go. In the overtime period, we're tied at 3.
NIU doing a good job so far, getting a couple opportunities in the zone, but again, face-offs are the key here. It looks like Rob Bach is going to be the one to take this face-off.
He is against Sean Serbus. Puck is put down, and it's won to Hauser. Hauser's shot is high off of the glass behind Alex Hare, and then the puck lodges itself in the net in the netting behind the goal. So we get a whistle stopping play with 3:19 to go. Overtime tied at 3.
Neutral zone draw here again. Mike
Serbus and Hansen now. So here is the puck down, and it's won by Hansen. Hansen to Pickett, back to Hansen, now to Wheeler. Wheeler tried to find Hansen, but just missed him, and it gets into the Michigan zone, but now out as Wheeler has it here. Off the boards to Coletta. Coletta to the other side to Pickett. Pickett holding there, off the boards, going to try to hit Wheeler, but unfortunately couldn't as Hauser picked it up. Now here comes Hauser. Nick Hauser puts a shot, blocked nicely by Hare. That one ate him up a little bit. Hauser around, tried the wraparound, couldn't get through. It's loose in front. Hare can't get it as Pickett now is over there to get it, and he sends it out and all the way down. This one is going to be picked up by Minkiewicz. David Minkiewicz. Behind his own net, up the boards to Hauser. Hauser to Serbus. Serbus turns, and he tried to find somebody but couldn't as McSweeney takes it. Now Hansen couldn't get it. Hansen going to go down into the corner where he's going to battle Minkiewicz. Hansen and Minkiewicz battle behind the Michigan net. Hansen controls there, but Ashworth also there. Came in support. Hansen across now, tried to find McSweeney but couldn't, and so it's loose at center ice. McSweeney turns and fires it back down into the Michigan zone where Ashworth's going to take it. Here's Greenberg. Greenberg can't get it as he turns it over there to Fulton. Fulton now has it. A good stick there by Billy Line on the poke check to get the momentum away from Michigan. Now Caput in the corner. Caput here to the high slot for Despert. Despert a shot. Tried to kick it in, did Fulton. I'm not sure if that one would have counted. If that one went in as Fulton tried to kick it. Never went in anyway, so it's a moot point. 1:45 to go in the overtime. Tied at 3. Greenberg turns it over again. And it's Caput on the far side now. He has Despert. Despert at the blue line. Crosses. Tried to pass it to himself off McSweeney. He did. Now it's loose in front. Hare down low with a save. And covers it up. 1:27 to go in the overtime. Boy, there's been 2 or 3 times in this period, Marcus, that puck's been free in the crease. It's making me a little nervous.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they're getting opportunities in front of the net, and Hare's been up to the challenge so far. But again, and I just want to point out a nice big hit there by Nick Remley right in front of the Huskies bench.
Yes. So that, and you know, you're going to need a hit like that or something to steal the momentum back. You've got to do something. Huskies just appear to be flat here for the last about 15 minutes of play. They win the faceoff now as Billy Line has it. Passes it off the boards to Bach. Bach on the far right side. Now to Line at the right point. Line a shot. Doesn't get through now as the backhander by Serpico doesn't get through, and Bach couldn't get there as Birchman out of his net pokes it around to the other side. We approach 1 minute in the overtime. Line flips it down to Bach. Bach behind the net battling with the spurt. Bach to Serpico. Joe Serpico holds in the near side faceoff circle now to the corner to Bach, who has it at the right point. Top of the faceoff circle. Now to Line, a shot. Birchman gets the rebound, but on the rebound, Billy Line puts it in, and the Huskies score, and the Huskies win. Billy Line with the game winner. Put the shot. Birchman got the rebound. Line was there to put the rebound in the net, and the Huskies win and get the split.
Wow, Birchman makes a great save, but gives up a rebound, and Billy Line hits the open net.
With 49 seconds. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Marcus. 49 seconds to go. Billy Line gets the game winner for NIU, and the Huskies earn the split here. A hard-fought win, but a win nonetheless. Marcus, give me your real quick initial thoughts.
Great game. I mean,
absolutely.
Huskies were up. They battled through adversity, come in overtime. In 49.5 seconds left, Billy Line buries it to get the second point, and we go home on the long bus ride. A bus full of happy humans.
Happy Husky humans,
yes.
I would say, as our homage to Eddie Olczyk. So, yeah, that's my thought as well. A really nicely played game, I think, and, one of those games that's a shame that somebody has to lose, but if somebody has to lose it, we just assume it'd be the other team, right?
Of course, always.
So the Huskies get the win, and that's a nice way to go into the winter break with a win here at Yost Ice Arena. It will certainly make the bus ride back to DeKalb tonight a little more pleasant. So the Huskies win 4-3 in overtime. Billy Line gets the goal, and the Huskies are happy as they leave the ice. Line with the game-winning goal. And ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for us to name the 3 stars of the game, brought to you by Chelios' Pub and Grill, located inside the Fox Valley Ice Arena, which of course is the home to the NIU Huskies. Let's see, NIU students, show your student ID at Chelios' for specials and discounts, and bring in your NIU hockey game ticket for 10% off your order at Chelios' Pub and Grill, the place where true sports fans meet. Our 3 stars tonight. Number 3 star is Sean Service, a forward from Michigan out of Bemis Point, New York, and he was all over the ice. We said his name a lot. He did score a goal. He got an assist, so a 2-point night for Service, and he's a player. He's a good player for Michigan.
Yeah, he's going to go a long way on this in club hockey here at Michigan. Great guy, great player.
Absolutely. Our second star of the game is the captain for the Huskies, Nick Remley. We give him the second star because he really had a nice game. He had a goal and an assist, so a 2-point night for Remley. He assisted on box goal, and then he scored the third Husky goal. So we like Nick Remley a lot. We like the captain. He's our second star of the game. And our number 1 star, I don't know how you give it to anybody else, Billy Line. Perseverance, gets the goal in overtime, puts the shot on net. Birchman with a great save down. Line stays with it, gets the rebound, puts it in the back of the net, and the Huskies win 4-3 in overtime. And that is going to wrap up our game coverage tonight from the Yost Ice Arena here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's a happy final. The Huskies go home winners 4-3 in overtime. For my broadcast partner, Marcus Grosnick, we will see you after Christmas.
Yep.
So until January 4th, 2013 from Columbus, Ohio, this is Scott Swartz saying let's be careful out there. So long, everybody.